Hey everybody, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line. We're continuing our Megadungeon crawl of the halls of Arden Vul. It's episode 33, using the Old School Essentials system by Gavin Norman. I am John. I am the referee. Going around the horn, we have...
I am Mike, the dwarf Gorand. Gorand the dwarf. Yes.
It works both ways.
I'm Goran with the mic. I'm David. I'm playing Anwir, the illusionist, stirrer of shit, killer of friends.
I don't know, man. Your title is up for grabs, bro. Your title is up for grabs.
By wonder by whom? My name is Matt. I play Avaricios, the left hand of Licio. Thank you very much. He is a 5th level cleric and ready for some trouble.
And I'm Ted. I'm playing a level 3 goblin named Mortis J. Gobliano, who I hope will soon be a 4th level goblin due to his Mort the Munificent. That's right, Munificence. He's going to... Well, we'll get this in a second.
Okay.
I don't want to be level 3 anymore.
So it is the 22nd of Ligarios. We had ended the session saying that they were going to be back on top of the plateau after the visit to Gosterwick. However, in the intervening week, they've all decided that they had a whole shit ton of stuff that they actually still wanted to do in Gosterwick. So welcome back to Gosterwick, everybody. So the adventure continues in town. So first of all, going back to Gosterwick, the first thing we want to get done is Mort wishes to donate funds in order to... for purely self-serving reasons, actually. So we're going to use the not mine. I cribbed it and adjusted it on my own, but carousing rules, which contain philanthropy. So philanthropy, really quick. I don't think we've done it in this campaign. Real quick, is a less risky way to do carousing, where you're actually donating money in order to get XP, guaranteed XP, but you have much less of a risk of bad things happening. In fact, you have total control over whether or not you want the chance of bad things happening. So, in a town, which is what Gosterwick is, you must spend a minimum of 600 GP in order for it to qualify as philanthropy, and then you gain 80% of that GP that you spend in XP, guaranteed, no matter what. So that is your minimum spend, Ted, but you can spend more. If you spend double the minimum, so if you spend 1,200 gold pieces, you'll get 80% of that in XP, but in addition, you have to roll on the philanthropic consequences chart, which has basically an equal chance of being really good or being good or bad, basically. But even the bad and the good are nowhere near as far as an extreme as what can happen on the carousing mishaps table. Okay, so that's why they're called consequences, not necessarily mishaps. You know what I mean? So, what would you like to spend?
I will spend I need 150 experience points.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend the... This is Nosferatu. Hello. Okay, be off with you. Yes, 600 gold pieces, please, for 80% XP, which will level me up to level 4 goblin.
Great. Okay, so Mort
very best
drops...
kind of goblin to be.
Yeah. Good man drops everything, drops the minimum amount, and it goes all to the soup kitchens and...
No, I want to donate it to the Church of Lucrion.
Wait, what? Lucrion?
Well, he's doing all these
bastard.
good works in town now with all of the money he's giving to the poor. It's very generous of him.
It's true. It's true. The god is blessed. The god of wealth has blessed this town recently.
Bless this town. I'm going to pay a little of that back into the wealth fund of Lucrion.
Okay.
They know not what they do.
I know I don't. It's true.
Okay, so you're going to gain 480 XP, Mort, which does put you over the thing, and you are in a safe haven, so we can level you up. This is a big level for Mort. This is level 4 for Mort, which means it is a bracket jump. We have seen everyone... Well, we haven't seen Anwir do it yet, but never mind. First things first, let's roll for hit points. Is a D6 for goblins, right?
Poor goblin.
Yeah. David, we couldn't hear you if you were talking, bud.
Okay, go ahead, Ted. Roll.
Yeah, you got no sound out of David there. In the meantime, I will roll a D6 4 hit points, and I'm sorry to say that I do have a -1 on this roll due to the the bad upbringing poor Mortis had. Didn't get enough protein and vitamins when he was little. So, all right, that's a respectable roll. I'm going to take 4 new hit points.
Nice.
You rolled a 5 on the die, everyone. Okay, great. In addition, you are going to increase your attack bonus by 2.
Sweet.
You also gain weapon mastery. So your die goes up, your damage die goes up. So you're now dealing D8 damage with whatever weapon you use.
The Pin of Laurel.
And in addition, your saving throws go down a lot, actually.
Sweet. All right, I'll get all this filled in. Best 600 gold we ever spent.
Yep.
Testing. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We can. Just give us
Okay, good.
Give us one moment there, folks. We'll be right back. All right, just fixing a quick little audio hiccup there. All right. Okay, so welcome to level 4 Mort, which is great. All right, next up is Gorand. Has decided that he also wants to get on the whole retainer party. So he is actually picked up in the slums and sewers and back alleyways of Gosterwick, a very, very nasty person. His name is
not to judge.
His name is Atticus Skullface, and he's called that because he has no nose, because leprosy has basically caused it to drop off. He wears bandages around his head because he has horrible lesions and that kind of, what do you call that, deadening of the flesh, right, where it becomes kind of crusty and gross. So he's a foul person. He's not a good guy. Not just the looks. He's just a kind of a shitty guy. But he's a thief, which is pretty cool.
Not a shitty thief.
That's nothing like having a shitty thief in your party.
Yeah. And then
you know that how we sometimes like all share a room like great buddies. We may want to rethink that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so Goran felt pressured by the extreme generosity of the other members of the party, and so this real shit kicker is actually getting 10 gold a day as well.
Let it be known that Anwir is just looking from the distance at all of them. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I couldn't have him finding out that somebody else is getting paid more because he's like a chaotic thief.
Yeah.
He'd be pissed and he'd steal our stuff.
He'll backstab your ass. Okay, so he's pretty much as far as everyone can go to our new website 3d6downtheline.com and see the character sheet for Atticus, but just so everyone who's watching knows, he's pretty much decent at all of the thief skills except for pickpockets. That's the one that he does not focus on. That in addition, they have decided to outfit their retainers. So the new one that Avaricios got was Elizabeth. She was purely a serving maid beforehand, so she came with nothing. So Avaricios had to outfit her with some basic stuff. Codswallop and Atticus also got a slight retrofit in additions to what their normal outlay was. So, but we're not going to go over everything. But they are fully supplied and armed and armored with adventuring gear. In addition, Samantha is now wielding Set's Bane, the halberd which they had put in the rarities factor and have retrieved. So the Man Weeper has gone back to the rarities factor. Is that correct? Okay,
yes.
So Set's Bane is the really sweet halberd, so everyone knows it is by default a halberd +1. And because Samantha is lawful, everything else kicks in with that halberd, which means that it's for her, when she wields it, it's +2, and then it's +3 versus evil clerics specifically, and then even more specifically, it's +4 against clerics of Set. So it's basically a halberd that was made by the Thothian priesthood to defeat their worst enemies in the Empire, which were the Setites. So she's wielding that. In addition, for talking of badass weapons, Goran has decided that he wants to identify Clavem, which was the spear that they retrieved from way back in the day in the hidden ghoul caverns to the west of the Halflings area. Clavem was the name on the spear. And spending the 200 goals at the Arcane Practitioners Guild, they discovered that it is a spear +1, but once per day, it can shrink to the size of a lockpick. And it can open any mundane, non-magical lock bypassing any traps.
Whoa, that's great.
Yeah, once a day.
Yeah, that was worth identifying.
Mundane, non-magical. And clavem is just like a poor Latin translation of, can anyone guess?
Lockpick?
Key.
Lock. Key.
Key.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So
nice. Yeah. And lastly, for Gosterwick, I believe, is that they divvied up some of the mortality potions that they took from Blondveg's lab. And so a smattering of PCs and retainers have vials of mortality. And just so the viewers remember, that is a nasty, nasty poison, but you have to think ahead. It is not something that you can really wield in combat and decide that it's a combat ender. It has a 2d4 round onset. And after that onset, it deals 20 damage straight up, but you can save for half. So it's either going to do 20 or 10, which is, in this edition of the game, brutal. Okay. That's Gosterwick.
I did realize one thing. Forgive me. This is super easy. Going to bed. No. I'm not doing. I'm not doing that.
Is this a meme? Is this a bit?
This is the other.
Yes, Columbo. Please let me know what you like.
This is the other kind of cleric stuff. I'm just gonna use my healing spells before going to bed.
Okay,
I've got them
sure.
right there.
Roll
When I
'em.
top off,
Roll
I'm
'em.
gonna do one for me. See if I can get him back up there. Hang on. Oh, wait. No. Now it's doing the zillion of them. How do I make this go away? Stop it. I ruined it. It's going to roll 66. I don't want that many. How do I make that go away?
Just take the two highest.
It just keeps going more. Make this go. I'm going to close it. I'm going to open it back up. Here we go. No. Still doing too
My
many.
God.
Well,
Well, while we're here,
I can
can I
fix
talk
it.
to you about our Lord and Savior?
I can fix it. I got it back down to 1. Okay. All right. So Alvarezos is back topped up.
Great.
I rolled a 6 on the die, and the second one is gonna be for Nyal. I don't think anybody else is missing any hit points. Here's the second one, and I rolled a 5, so that's 6 more to Nyal.
Great.
And that puts him. We're all at full. We're all at
Awesome.
full.
Great. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. The next day, can someone please roll 2d6 for me? Who's rolling? Who's
If you
rolling?
got your dice out there, Matt, why don't you go
Okay.
ahead?
Okay. I'll do it. And I know how to roll multiple dice now. There we go. That's a 10.
A 10. Oh, boy. Okay. We don't see this one often. It's pouring rain. It's a miserable day as you make your way back to Arden Vul. Really,
Do
really
you need
gross.
to do a little shopping for umbrellas, John? And
Okay.
have to-
So you head back out of the Imperial Gate, wind your way around Toady Lake up the Imperial Road. By the time you reach the construction project at the gate that's being built there by the falls, you are completely soaked through and absolutely miserable. All work has ceased today because of the rain, and the guards are basically wearing like sealskin, and they are huddling underneath what few eaves they've actually been able to build, and look and wave you through miserably as you kind of flash miserably your badges to get back. And you make your way up to the Arden Vader, and everything is very, very quiet in the pouring rain. Like the thunder of the falls and the thunder of the pouring rain are the only sounds that you can hear as you make your way back up and debouche onto the top of the plateau. So by the time you get there, it is about 1 p.m. And you are planning to go straight down the boulevard and head straight to the Broken Head. Is that right?
Yeah, I think we had noticed that the that baboons in our last delve had been like up and scavenging around overnight.
Uh-huh.
So we're thinking that maybe it might increase our chances of running into fewer of them if they're nocturnal. We don't know, but we're gonna start at dawn with our next delve to get started.
Right.
All right. Are you moving at what, 90 or 120?
90.
We're at 90.
We're at 90.
90. Okay, so it's going to take about 7 turns for you to get across the city. And there is a slight chance of bad shit happening. Let's see if that happens.
Oh, please be the dragon. Oh,
Nope, everything is okay. It looks like all the sentient beings are smarter than you and have decided to stay out of the rain. And you make your sodden way up through the stones, the broken stones of the main path, past the pyramid, and past the gate. The north gate is still guarded by both men from the inn and also a couple of Wine Dark cohort members who look just as miserable as the Knights of the Azure Shield down below, and they wave you through to the inn. The inn, also pouring rain, so there's not a lot of people out. When you get in, you can see that, however, Kronos and Estelle is quietly behind the bar. Kronos seems to be in a little bit of a better mood, and he's kind of moving and bustling around and sort of doing a little bit of small projects inside now that it's raining out, so he's kind of forced to do that. He welcomes you guys back. Everyone who is at the inn staying is basically there in the common room, just trying to stay warm and dry. So the statue brokers are there. There is a couple of peddlers and merchants. There's a couple of Whiskin. They're not adventurers, but they're sort of like wanderers. Like they kind of come from the north, and they're just kind of like trying to see other cultures and things like that. You know, they've heard, and they kind of want to test their mettle here, sort of thing. You know, so they're, but they're not true adventurers. And then you, so it's a relatively crowded, and it's a little bit stanky because it's humid. And Kronos welcomes you back. He says that he's like, I made the right decision getting those, the Wine Dark cohort. I think I scared Wick Trimmer off. It was a quiet night. Didn't hear, after that little incident with the goblin that you walked in on, I haven't seen hide nor hair of any of them.
Clearly, Wick Trimmer is intimidated by your great strength and charisma, my friend.
That must be it.
I mean, it is a long way up here in the rain. It's probably not worth his time anyway. I think you're doing really good. These guys are tough. I mean, we know them pretty well.
Well, Estelle's still got her heart set on going and making things right with Wick Trimmer. So one of these days, I'll ask you to take her back down to Gosterwick. In the meantime,
Sure.
he does like a little mock salute to like a dark figure in the corner who can only be Bergdorf Goodman. All right, who just sort of he kind of cocks his head a little bit and kind of looks at Kronos really carefully. But
Is his name really Bergdorf Goodman?
no, his name is Berg.
Okay.
I was literally going to be like, that sounds familiar.
His name's Bergdorf, though. Okay.
Does he carry a mace?
So by the time you get into the inn, it is it'd be a little bit after 2 p.m.
Yeah.
So, but the whole point of doing this is so that you can start fresh in the day, right? Okay. So, assuming that you don't want to do anything for the rest of the day, you just want to kick back, stay out of the rain.
Do we want to warn Captain Bergdorf about what we think the goblins actually are?
Yeah, I think David should do that. He's more personable than us.
I vote David. All those in favor?
Hey, all right.
I abstain.
I'll when the rain's really pouring heavy, I'll grab a couple beers at the bar and I'll slink over, shadow to shadow, kind of, Scooby-Doo style to Bergdorf, and slide him a beer and say, "This reminds me of my hometown, Tucket, rainy town, fishermen everywhere."
Don't care. Didn't ask.
Ooh.
Hey guys, I'm going to go choke out my kids. I'll be back.
In that case, I take the beer. I slid to him. Am I hearing something about? Oh, it's my
Yeah,
kids.
I can hear the kids.
I was like, I have some Foley work going on for the bar sounds. Okay, so in that case, I take the beer and I it's a kind of mid gesturing towards him, and I take it right back to myself, and I take a big gulp. And I was holding both of my beers, intermittently slipping between either, and I'll tell you what, friend, I've as perhaps some of your company know, had my fair bit of experience down in the dungeon, and we hired your folk to clear some halfling pests, fleas, really, not much more. Easy to do. And in their stead, it appears goblins from beneath have taken root. I have a sneaky suspicion that, though I admire his vigilance, those goblins may not be wick trimmers, but in fact, from the deep. Do you have any sense or intel on this? Have your men been scouting around and seeing their movements?
Oh, we had a feeling that was probably the case, but we've been hired to kill goblins. I see a goblin, I'll kill one.
Hey,
I guess you too. I
hear Mort say that and kind of look at him and look back at Mort and go, I'll let you know if we ever need it.
He looks like really serious. And he nods. He's like, okay,
Sure.
You let me know.
Sure. All right. I pat him on the back and I go on my way. Keep it quick.
Okay. All right.
John, can I ask one question? Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Did oh my god, my brain is blanking on the barkeep's name.
Kronos.
Did Kronos actually specify why he thought Wick Trimmer was after him? Did he mention the W on the barrel, or did he just say, I think Wick Trimmer's after me? We know now.
I don't think he divulged that. I don't think he did.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Before I leave the guard, again, I want to make this quick. I just want to be like, do you know why he's so fixated on the Wick Trimmer? What did he tell you?
He didn't tell. He just hired. Said that he said some.
I like you, man.
he just shrugs and he's like, he just said that some big goblin down in Godspeed was going to be after him, and that he'd probably be bringing goblin friends. And then I asked him if he wanted me to be sure about who I was killing. He said no. If it looked like a goblin, kill it.
hey.
And I said, how much you paying us? And he said this amount, and I said that'll do.
I like you, my friend. You're straight to the point. Yeah, and I never could trust a barkeep. You never know what secrets they hold. I'll let you know if we ever,
The money's good, but I'll be happy when the job's done. This place stinks.
Sure. All right, I'm gonna call it that.
Okay. So you while away the rest of the day in the rain, I assume, and then you go to bed. You guys have not paid in advance, though. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so let's see what the old fee is here. So, you want just the bunk room?
I would not like to sleep with Skullface.
We get enough, like separate. Well, maybe the hirelings can all sleep in the bunk room.
That's probably a good idea.
A nice place.
Okay, so every person that wants to stay in the bunk room is going to cost a gold. If you want to stay in a private room, it's going to cost you 3.
Okay, I'll stay in the bunk room. Is everyone else staying in a private room?
I would like to stay where
I don't care.
Wherever Skullface is not.
No. Mort, go stay in the private room. Do your thing. I prefer the bunk. The bed's a little harder. Go spend time with your friends.
It's not a big deal. I just need to know how much money is being spent. So
How about this, John? Well,
I'm angry something, John. So that's why.
If I give Kronos 15 gold to cover food and rooms for everybody, is that enough?
yes, it is. Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
That's everybody covered. We all eat, we drink, we sleep.
Great. All right. Nothing happens over the night. Please roll me another weather check. Who's rolling?
I got it. 2d6.
Yep.
I'm going to say one thing to all of the hirelings in the bunk room, since I'm there alone. I'm going to say, expediting this. How much they're paying you? 10 gold each. Yeah, that's pretty good, I suppose. Well, things get really hairy, and I need your help. Remember that I've got a hell of a lot more than 10 gold. I'm planting the seed for a expeditious retreat.
There you go. All right. So the weather, it's a perfect day after a storm, right? One of those perfect, clear, crisp days. So it's a clement and cheery day, and it is now the 23rd of Ligarios.
Oh, it's the 24th, John.
That's the 24th because we stayed that extra day for the level up.
Okay.
Oh my God! Did you guys just correct the GM?
No.
Ted did. I just piled on.
No.
I'll live.
I just did some bookkeeping is all.
All right. Okay, so now we can start in the real-time sort of situation. Now that you are all cut up with your downtime, it is time to get back to the dungeon. So you guys command a montage, and you put the black underneath your eyes and all that sort of shit, and strap on your gear, and you head back out. The group now is quite large. We have 4 PCs, and we have a lot of retainers. So we have Yost, Codswallop, Samantha the Red, Elizabeth, Njal, and Atticus Skullface. So that is 6 additional bodies that will XP will be divided amongst, but it will vastly increase your survivability. You hope.
That's if they live.
That is so optimistic, John.
Yeah,
that is so optimistic.
I have faith. Okay, so you have a 10-person party, fully strapped and ready to rock. Head out, and down, out through the north gate you go. And where do you go? Let me know.
And our goal was to leave as early as possible, so like right at dawn we're starting heading out.
So we'll say it's 6
John,
a.m.
Can you change up the map on Owlbear, please?
What do you want it to?
The plateau.
Okay.
I would think, at least. And so for the viewers at home, we did so much discussion on Discord over the last few days, and yet I don't know that we're still quite settled on our entrance.
No. We picked. Yeah, we were going to go down the main.
I take no responsibility for that indecision. I think that's a self-report, Ted.
Well, maybe so. I think everybody else wants to go down the main pyramid with the goblins in it. Is that what you all want?
That was
our original entrance.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. They're our pals. They like us.
Best friends.
Did you buy a fruit basket? Maybe we should
I forgot.
get a keg of whiskey from Kronos or something.
That's a good idea, actually.
Oh, that is a really good idea.
Goblins are hilarious. Let's do that.
Goblins do love to abuse alcohol. It's true. All right. How much would Kronos charge us for a little pony keg of whiskey or something?
I don't know. 30.
20 gold? 30 gold? Okay. All right. Cool. Keg of rot gut.
That's heavy as shit. It's a cask and it's full, so that's going to be a 3-slot item.
We can do it. We're going to give it to the goblins right away. So
yeah, Njal can carry it. It's no problem.
Also, Yost probably doesn't have a lot that he's carrying either, right?
Yost does have some room and probably fit that thing under one arm.
There you go. Let's do it.
No, I'll carry it on my shoulder so you can see the bicep. It'll be like
Everybody admire those lats. Yeah. Wow, that V shape. Ooh.
Yeah.
Does it strike anybody else that we killed the halflings and they would ask for less than this?
Yeah.
We entered. Okay, I'm just.
We did have that conversation several times.
Okay. I don't regret a single thing. I'm glad they're dead, and I hope they rot now.
They had to die. They had.
Okay.
I've been thirsty for their blood since the first time we met them. I'm very pleased.
The thing is that the death of the halflings really lands in John's lap, because if he hadn't played Roz, Kelly, and Plumthorn so well, we wouldn't have hated them so much.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, so does carrying the cast drop Yost down to 60?
Let's see.
I can carry the cast and I'll still be at 120. It's 3 slots. Easy.
It's three slots? No, Yost can carry it, no problem.
Okay, so moving at 90 takes you 3 turns to get from the inn to the pyramid. So in a half hour, you make your way to the pyramid. You go up top and you go back down. And you do not see any creatures the next day. Except for way off in the southwest, you do see a winged figure against the sun, really. But that seems to be just circling its tower. Anyways, you go back down, and that takes another hour. So an hour and a half later, that puts you at 7:30 in the morning. You debouche into the room, into the main room. So let me start the clock.
John, I would like to use, because I have some just clogging up my inventory, I would like to use torches on the way down. So,
All right, so
Light the
one,
lantern when
one
you get
torch
down
would
there.
immediately be, so just take it right off your inventory because it would be gone by the time you get to the bottom.
Gotcha.
Great.
And then at that point, do you turn on a lantern?
Let's keep burning
yes.
torches.
Oh, you want to keep? Well, let's save the.
Okay, so who's got is it Avaricio's carrying a torch?
No, that is Elizabeth's job.
Okay, so make sure you note, take off a torch from her inventory or from whoever's giving it to her. And then that will end here. That is Liz's torch. Got it. It is 7:30 in the morning. And when you head down, and you expect to, so you've been down this debouchement numerous times under numerous circumstances. However, so it's something a little bit different whenever you come through the bottom of the steps as you move through. Actually, you would see it before you hit it. So let me know as you have your torch out, and Elizabeth is probably not like the first one there in line, but she's probably like behind Avaricio's or something, right? And so the torch sort of goes over his shoulder and illuminates something that is actually obscuring the entire entrance to the large room, and that happens to be like slightly swaying multiple drapes of twine, almost like a beaded curtain, right?
Love it.
That's sort of covering it, and it's just lightly swaying in like the general draft that's being created by your guys' movement. And you can see that it's sort of backlit by the existing sconces that are still there, the torch sconces in the room beyond. And you can see the statue in the darkness beyond and all that kind of stuff through the beaded curtain. But you can tell that you cannot really move through it without actually jangling that curtain. When you get close to it with a torch, you can actually see that it is strung kind of haphazardly, but obviously, like if anyone had movement, they would sort of bang together. A sequence of tiny little bells, like rusted brass bells. In addition, interspersed is a whole bunch of what appear to be tiny white oblong pieces, white and yellowish. And when you get really close, you can see
Teeth.
Halfling bones.
Yeah, quite small teeth.
Yeah.
Halfling
Perfect
teeth.
and square teeth.
Are there any gold caps? Is there anything I can like pilfer?
Yeah, there might be a gold cap one. Yeah.
I mean, is it possible for me to knife one off without making noise, just so I can have a trophy from the halflings?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll say it's worth a gold.
It's just for me. Halfling tooth.
Okay.
It might be from Dalton's Darlings, bro.
If it is, it's still mine, baby. I'm gonna just go ahead and say, "Aho, goblin friends, we bring whiskey."
You hear like some
push
chattering
through the curtain.
coming from a distance. You know what I mean? Like from like over near the portcullis on the eastern side, like and you see like kind of come loping out a few guards, goblins with spears, and they see you and they're like, "Oh, it's you, bottleneck's friend. Come through. Do no harm. It's just let us know.
Perfect.
The doorbell.
I'm gonna gesture at my muscly friend and say, though he is unseemly and large and a bit too pallid in complexion, he brings whiskey on our behalf for you, little ones.
No deception then. You actually have it. I see it. The big man carries it. Yes, come
No
forward.
deception. No deception.
Come forward.
Yoth will happily bring it through and set it down and give it a good thump on the side to show that it's full.
Nice. Mm-hmm. So it's like they do like a little capering dance when they start to cackle and they're like, and they're you can see them like their eyes get big and they're kind of closing there, and then they think twice about it and they go scampering back, and they bring Bottleneck back out as well, who Bottleneck is now wearing what his idea of regalia is.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's obviously that he's either decided for himself that he is now the person in charge of this particular level, or maybe he's been given that honor by Killick, who you still have yet to meet. But whatever, he assumes that he is like the leader up here. So he has actually decked himself out with like retrofitted pieces of the Darlings. So it's like a little bit off-putting, you know what I mean? Like you can see like a greave that you recognize from a guy, I've forgotten their names already. from the cleric and
From the meat shield.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what was her name?
Bits and pieces of the robes and stuff like that. So, anyways, he comes out and he has sort of like not as much of that sort of sneaky attitude that he had at the beginning. You know, he's trying to put on like a more regal pose. You know, he's like, "Oh, it's so good to see you again. The invitation still stands. Killick is dying to meet you. The big boss of the Wet Cave. Yes, indeed. Anytime you want, just come this way." Is that what you're here
Very
for?
soon we will.
Soon, my friend. But
He wants
for
to
now,
show his gratitude.
And we look forward to this fine and great meeting that will take place. But for the meantime, we have business ahead in the tunnels.
Business? Somewhere we can direct you?
No, we have old friends to go visit.
Is that so? Something that might interest Killick, the big boss, or perhaps the king himself? Yes. Always interested in new opportunities.
We'll let you know if an opportunity arises. How about that?
Very well. Well, as we promised, you are free to explore, but only you and your friends, and all your new friends here. Delightful, delicious, beautiful. Did I say delicious? I didn't mean.
Not that it does yet. To back that one up.
Anwir has a smile ear to ear, is going to turn to the group and say, I know we wanted to do this whole adventuring thing, but a Bohemian Goblin commune sounds pretty fun. You want to just like retire and hang with these bros?
Free love, bro. Free love. They are fecund.
They are very fecund. Yeah. I should say too that there's like easily. In fact, they may even outnumber the males. There's a lot of females as well. It's just it's very, very difficult to tell the difference. With these goblins.
Well, unless you're a goblin.
Yeah.
Is this like with dwarves as well? Or do I have to go around sniffing butts to find
No.
out?
Dwarves are easy.
They all have beards.
They're like Earth girls. They're easy.
Hey, now.
Okay, so so they're just sort of they're very. He's like, oh, thank you for the gift. Thank you so much. Well, I'll enjoy.
Lysion passes along his blessings to you. Enjoy it. He pats the tab.
Yes, absolutely. Lysion, you said yes. Wonderful man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He knows a good bit to drink.
All right.
But yes, you just make sure you remember your friends in the AV club. We just got a little bit of stuff to do. Yeah, we'll see you soon on the way out.
Sounds good. Well, I'm glad you had a pleasant visit to the visitor center.
I wish they were dressed like park rangers.
Okay, so they hand you a brochure that's like a map, sort of a cartoon map of the dungeon. The Tomorrowland's to the west and Undead Land to the north.
Am I tall enough for the rides?
No, actually, that's a bummer.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you do?
You want to bring up the level map then, John?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Reticulating splines.
Ooh.
Wow, memories.
I know, seriously.
Okay. So we're just going to take our straight route to the pyramid. Is that it?
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay.
So are
God
you
help
going
us.
to head directly south?
Oh yeah,
I suspect that connects. Unless y'all
Why don't
think
we
that's
go?
We should.
Good.
Why not? We could
Absolutely.
we
It's a
could
new-
go exploration.
A new corridor. Why
A
not?
new corridor. Nothing bad.
Hey guys,
could
it's
happen
only
going
it's
down
only
that-
been about sorry, Matt. It's only been about 40 sessions, and we haven't figured out every corner of one floor.
Hey, man.
33 sessions, but yeah.
So sad.
should we discuss that on Discord or something?
Okay. All
David's
right.
gonna die. All right, David, take a deep breath.
Okay. So you move past, you circle around the statue and head south.
Right.
And there is actually an archway here that when you put your torch down it, you can kind of illuminate that. You can see that there's a 10-foot wide corridor that heads approximately to the edge of your torchlight to 30 feet. Okay, and then right at the edge of that 30 feet, you can actually Okay, let's say this. You step into the archway. You can see that the torch illuminates 30 feet, but the corridor continues on past your light. But you can see at the 30-foot mark, it also branches off into 10-foot wide corridors at a 45-degree angle in either direction, to the southwest and to the southeast.
So on the 30-foot square, the third square of the hallway.
Yeah, after the third square,
After the third square.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that's like right at the edge of the light, so you can really you can't see anything down those corridors at all. It's just like you can just see like the wall sort of give way to form two separate corridors. Yeah. Yeah, you got it, Ted. And yeah, and then the straight passageway south continues on. Okay, it's Arcantian once again, finely mortared stone, typical Thothian precinct sort of thing. Stands to reason this is an open passageway leading directly into the statue of Thoth room here.
Right.
Don't forget to. No, I'm not. I just want to put it. I am not trying to distract you. Believe me. I just want to put it in your heads that you never fully explored this the main room or the statue. You had made note about like the offerings and all that sort of stuff, fucking with the statue. The rumors you've heard about the other party fucking with the statue, right? That is all free to you now because the goblins are cool with you doing that shit, where the halflings were not. So just remember that, when you're talking about like not really exploring anything in like this immediate area that you've been in 1,000 times, that's one of the things that you have not done. Is actually like investigated the main statue in the room. Anyways,
it's the you win the game button is right underneath his right toe.
Right.
Big toe.
Exactly.
Yeah, David, what do you think? What do you think, David? Do you still want to go for the book, or should we go play with the statue?
I think we should play the statue personally.
No, don't do it. Resist the temptation. Okay, moving down. So there is a ton of you. I don't want a full marching order, but maybe just tell me like who are the first three and who's the last person.
I will go. Me and whoever else is burly will go in the first. Right.
How about Njal behind you? We'll put Elizabeth kind of in the middle. I'll be near her to reassure her.
All right, and then me and my crew will bring up the rear.
Well, I just need to know who is the person in the back.
I'll be in the back, and Samantha. Samantha's going to be the backmost person behind me.
Okay.
And then I'll be right in front of her.
Okay.
All right, so
we have a strong person on the heel.
That's fine. So if Elizabeth is the third person back, Gorand is in the front and has dark vision. But just be aware that as far as regular vision goes for pretty much everyone else, it doesn't go quite as far because Elizabeth is a few people back. Just so aware. Okay, so that said, as you move down the corridor, you move to that junction there. And as you move to the junction where it breaks off, you can actually see that directly in front of you, that there are actually two goblins. And they're kind of whispering quietly, and they're down on their haunches, and they seem to be investigating what is on the wall at the very end of that corridor. So, Ted, it's just a little bit wrong there. The corridor actually ends at a dead end, right at where the passageways open up, like right past those passageways.
It's 10 feet too long.
Yeah, it's 10 feet too long. Exactly. Yeah, there is not that little nodule there.
Okay, so right.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
So let me just get to the room description real quick. So they're what they appear to be kind of squatted in front of, and they basically turn like they're obviously aware of you, like they kind of turn towards you and sort of like give you a nod, like they recognize who you are as the light kind of shines over them. But they appear to have been working in the dark, and what illuminates past them on that dead end wall is actually a enormous fresco, like way taller than the goblins, like towering over you guys. It takes up the entire wall. It's an enormous fresco of a baboon, and it's squatting on the ground, and it's staring forward with bared teeth. Now, you guys probably remember that there's always something weird about depictions of the baboons when they're like front facing, right? That's been like a recurring thing. It appears that these goblins have sort of picked up on that as well. So they are down the ground, and you can see that they have on a scrap of leather that they have laid out like these crude implements, which look like goblin versions of lockpicks and things like that. And they're kind of probing around and sort of like poking at the fresco of the baboon, like they're searching for some sort of catch or lever or something like that. But they just sort of smile blandly at you and continue on with their work, and they just sort of nod at you like, you know, oh, adventurers, you know what I mean? Go do your thing, you know. Hello.
But, you guys are doing good work. Good luck. Don't mind us. We are on a mission. We are driven to purpose.
It's the baboon, you see. It's the baboon.
What about the baboon?
There's something there. And he like one of them like knocks the chest of the baboon. He's like, you hear that? You hear it? Hello.
You know what? There are a lot of tricks in here and stuff. You guys should be really careful. You could mess with something like this. The whole thing could come down. Poison spikes could shoot up. We've seen. Well, I tell you, man, we've seen some stuff.
We have to. Bottleneck sent the best. We know what we're doing.
Do you know how to fight ghouls?
No.
Because that's what happened when we opened the last time we found a secret door.
Oh, what about the living statues? They were pretty bad too.
The living statues. Don't even get me started on the living statues.
They sort of stand up and they sort of like roll their eyes and they're like, they like to brag. Okay. And they sort of.
Oh, I love these guys so much. So much more than the halflings. I will never betray these goblins. They're my best friends.
You hear one whisper. He's like, "It's the Imperial ones. It's the Imperial. You gotta watch out for the Imperial ones."
Can I hear that, John?
Sure, yeah.
Because I will nod emphatically whenever.
John, can me and Atticus observe? Can we take a turn to search it, guys? Or do we not want to do
We
that?
don't want to open it in front of them. No way.
Okay.
They'll get what's in there.
All right. I'm getting distracted.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
The question here is, do we head southwest or southeast? That's the question.
And the only question I'll ask, if we, just by looking, not by going up and poking, do the eyes look pokeable? Like, can we just from looking, can we see like little seams? Because we know that, you do the old Three Stooges poke.
Indeed, Adversios, because you have seen that happen before and you know what to look for. You can indeed see very, very fine, discrete seams around the eyes. Yeah.
Please push them in. Come on, let's do it.
You want to give them the stuff, man? Oh.
I think they'll like us more if we do it in front of them. They'll think we're like real streetwise. You see?
Yeah, but then they'll know to poke the eyes going forward.
That's true. No,
don't give it to them.
All right, fair enough.
We come back, they'll be gone. Then we do the poke.
Okay.
Is it out of their reach, John?
No. It's definitely within the reach. They have to reach up, but they can get it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They will get it eventually. Then.
Yeah.
We can
Maybe we make them turn around. Let's make them turn around, and then we'll do it.
Yeah, or we could all muscle up and they can't see.
Easy. You guys know about the whiskey, right?
Whiskey.
Yeah, we brought we were looking for everybody because we brought a barrel of whiskey down. Did they not invite you to go drink and party with them? Because they're having a great time. You should have seen Snaggletooth. You know Snaggletooth.
Like one guy's still buried in the baboon, like really kind of putting, and the other one's like listening to you, and he like taps his friend on the shoulder. He's like, "Humongous, let's go." And Humongous is like, Humongous is like,
it's two names, Humongous. Yeah.
Humongous. Yeah. He goes, "Mr. Mungus, come on, let's go." And they skedaddle off.
Lycion sends his blessings.
Once they pass Codswallop, who gives them the stink eye as they go by, then we'll signal that they're past us, and you can.
Okay. So the very first person that sort of steps up and just is sort of there in front of it before any of you guys can really say anything is Atticus. He's like right there. He just suddenly appears.
Yeah.
All right, this is what you hired me for.
Elizabeth, step back a little bit. Sometimes these things can get a little dangerous. Let them do it.
Yeah,
Atticus might explode.
You can just see him sort of like just eyeing it up and down, and he's sort of like got like a crazy look in his eyes. Now remember too, he looks very much like a mummy, right? Like his whole, you know what he looks like? Dark Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice reference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Deep cut, John. Deep cut. Very nice.
So it's just like his eyes, and his eyes are like crazed. You know what I mean? But it's really off-putting because he has no nose to bulge out that sort of ninja mask thing. You know what I mean? So it's like just like a flat, featureless. You know,
If he does well, man, I'm gonna buy him a new nose. I'm gonna get him a golden nose.
okay.
Ooh,
So
that's
he
a
has this
good
like really
character.
nasally like voice, like a high kind of pitched, off-putting voice. You know.
I'm gonna show him, or Av, you can do it, and show him the eyes and say we've run into these before.
Yeah. What do? You poke him?
Absolutely. Yeah. Just
Yeah, you poke 'em. But we might want to be careful because they're oftentimes trapped. Would you like to try and search for traps, Atticus?
No problem at all, boss. And he's like,
oh, okay. I'm not touching those next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
he pulls down
right
his
when-
mask briefly to like show you the horror of his face before he spits on his hands.
Yeah,
you
sure,
know?
sure. Right when Atticus is about to do his job, I'm gonna give him a big slap on the ass and say, "That a boy, get it done."
All right. So while I was manipulating my map, I made the part with the die roller go away. He has a 2 in 6 chance. Can someone roll a 6-sided for me while I fix my
I will.
owlbear?
No problem. That's a 6.
That's not good, dude. You just
Okay.
killed my hireling.
So he's like,
Sorry,
I got this, boss.
I
And
did
he's
slap
like,
his ass.
He's like, you. My mother slapped my ass once.
Another deep cut.
I thought
When
you
he
were, I thought you
slaps
were an
him-
orphan, Atticus. I thought you were an orphan.
When he slaps him, does
see,
anything
I
else
see.
fall up?
Oh,
So, anyways, he's like, I got this, and he basically, you see him like do like no preparation, like he spits in his hands, he's like this, and he comes up to it, and he's like, and he just goes poke, and the eyes depress, and the silently the wall that that entire section of wall, that whole 10-foot wall, just goes, and with a whoosh of air filling a vacuum, it opens up inside. Revealing a staircase that leads down a spiral stair.
Oh, we need to
Yeah.
go up.
However, it basically
That's good
takes
to
up
know,
that
though.
10-foot square beyond, Ted.
Yeah.
And it fills that like in a a spiral staircase going all the way down. It goes down into darkness. But as seasoned adventurers of Arden Vul now, I'm just going to give this to you straight up without having to ask me. You can tell that it has been traveled. Like there is no dust that appears when you open the door or anything like that, right?
Yeah. Common passage.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Cool.
know what, guys? I think this is probably the Beastmen area. Because remember, there were like signs that they were to the east when we were down in that down in the pyramid here. I think this is where the Beastmen come up.
maybe.
Nice. Good thinking.
Is there a smell in there, John? Does it smell like wet fur or anything like that? Like
No, it doesn't
my
smell.
dog?
Doesn't smell anything organic at all. No rotting. It is slightly smells like wet natural stone.
Okay.
Can I do a low whistle and just see if it feels really deep or shallow? Sounds deep.
The sound. Yeah, it sounds deep. Yeah,
Okay.
really. Yeah,
And I'm sorry, guys. I was fixing Albert. Is it only go down or does it go up and down?
only down. Yeah, like it's
Cool.
definitely like deep enough on where that just meta level. You can tell like this. It will lead to a different dungeon level. It's not just like a little sub thing underneath.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
John,
Do we
when
see
the-
any? Go ahead, Matt.
I'm sorry. I was just going to ask when the door opened. Did it go up? Did it
No,
open
it's
like
swung,
elevator
it's
doors?
swung on like on silent hinges inward.
Cool.
I wonder if when we leave, if we want to try to like spike it closed just to like fuck with people. I don't know.
Spike it close without it being obvious that we did that.
No, let's say
Oh.
we just leave it, man. We don't know who's using it. And
Yeah.
and the thing about it is if it terminates on this level, why does no one on this level seem to know about it? You know what I'm saying? Did
The goblins don't.
Well,
Like,
or
the
and did
goblins don't.
Plumthorn
Yeah.
right? Did Plumthorn know
Yeah.
about it? We don't know.
I lied to you. If it matters to you guys, I messed up the way that the door works. So it actually grinds, so it does actually make a sound, and it slots in to the east.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is there a way to return it to a closed position that we can tell?
Yeah, you can do it. You
Okay.
can close it. Yeah.
Why don't
Let's
we
just close it
seal
and
it
go.
up and move
Yeah.
on for now?
Yeah.
But that's
exactly.
awesome. Great discovery. Good call, Avaricios. I didn't even remember the eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So your goal is the pyramid. What they want. We probably should have told the audience this is like what they're attempting to do is basically use the pyramid to teleport back to the its mirror pyramid on the in Plunger Town, where it is how Plunger Town got its name after all. So that's it. You can see where the pyramid is. So your question of southwest or southeast, not really
Pretty
a question.
Right.
I think we should go southwest.
Southwest.
Okay.
Onward.
So you close up that. Okay, I should do some time management here. So we'll say moving and then the investigation of the thing and talking to them. We'll do 2 turns. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So you move down the southwestern passageway, just kind of peeling plaster, the remnants of what used to be frescoes, but you can't determine what they are. The usual Thothian precinct sort of plaster work and stonework. And as you suspect, Mort, it does connect up right there. So if you just draw a line through the squares, you can see how it will connect up to where you had previously dropped your mapping.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I have an indicator that there's a door right there.
There is. Yes, indeed. So you actually, you debouche into a, you want to go back a little bit, Ted, because it does open. I should say, I'm sorry. I should be clear. There you go, Ted. You got
follow
it.
you.
Yeah. So it debouches into a 10-foot wide corridor heading east and west. You can immediately tell where you are because you are immediately assaulted by the sounds of the competing magic mouths that are in the walls that are on either side of you. So the one that is to your right, which is to the west, it speaks in ancient Mythric. Behold the glory of Thoth. Mysteries of past, present, and future are known to those who speak his name and direct his arms. Knowledge is power. At the same time,
Direct
competing
his
with
arms.
that is to your left, towards the east, is the set one, which was made in mockery of the Thoth one. And it's a sneering, contemptuous pair of lips, like obviously like a different set of lips. And that one says, the followers of the Ibis are dead and gone. Their power is faded and their secrets lost. Neither power nor knowledge is to be shared. Beware. And that voice actually speaks in modern Arcantian, which should tell you something in itself, versus the ancient Mythric that the original one was spoken of. And in between those two magic mouths is that door.
Okay.
The
I
door
wonder what
is...
would happen if Sam stuck that magic mouth with Seth's bane. Probably nothing, but
It's like, it's really, it gives you guys headaches because it's they're sort of talking on top of each other. You know what I mean? And the set one's like super annoying. Like the voice is super annoying, and it just it just goes on a loop. You know, it just continues to sort of repeat that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It does that kind of in reaction to our proximity, right? Like we didn't hear it down the hallway, or
That's correct. Yeah. It seems to be triggered by someone nearby. As well, when Elizabeth steps into the corridor, you can see that the east-west corridor continues on past the 30 feet reach of her torchlight, and 20 feet past where the hallway debouche, where the slanted hallway debouches, you can see that the corridor opens up to the south into some other chamber.
Oh, John, you are so mean. We want to go look down there so bad.
Just giving you the layout from what your torch can see.
Cool.
But you
like
can
that
immediately
down,
place
is that-
yourself. You're like, oh yeah, I remember this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Samantha will poke the mouth with Seth's bane, following Ted's curiosity, just real quick.
Okay. So poking it, it's weird, and she's like, ugh, and she kind of pulls it back, and she's like, it's in the stone, but it's fleshy, and it does. The mouth continues to sort of like try to talk over it, so it's sort of like yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Could one realistically stick an arm in one of these mouths and feel around?
No. Well, no.
Okay.
It's the size of
Okay.
a human mouth. I mean, like, you know.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. A finger.
Oh, they're
You-
not
you
like
sh-
big giant mouths.
I thought
I assume they were
okay.
big.
No.
We
they're-
should give it a little kiss. Maybe see how it goes.
I guess
Knock
they're probably a
yourself
little
out.
bit bigger than normal, but I don't think you get an arm.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not, and I'm just looking for secret storage. I mean, is it teethy or gummy?
Ew.
Titi,
I
like
have a
there.
suggestion. I know Matt is dying to see what's inside that room, and I think we should know what's inside that room in case it's more goblins, right? Like we should not enter the pyramid room without knowing what's behind us in that room. I think.
So-
So now we know there's.
Well, one
definitely
thing that you can
threat
tell for certain whenever you're you get a little bit suspicious, Ted Mort, is that you don't hear anything. Except, I mean, you don't know if that's because the mouths are so jabbery, but you're definitely not like picking up any sounds of goblins or anything like that, or any other creature.
Oh, okay. Well, that's helpful.
Can I suggest that we just peek down that corner, like Ted was saying?
Yeah,
Like, let's
exactly.
just see what's there, protect our butts a little bit.
Exactly.
Just
Okay.
Hey man, as long as it's someplace we haven't been before, let's do it. I'm
Right.
here for that.
Okay,
and you
so
know what?
If we know it's the library.
If we get that far, man, how cool would it be if there was a mirrored pyramid
Okay,
on the
so
other side?
I'll just let you know that you're just sort of peering in. So when you head down the corridor and you look, so the corridor on the northern side of the corridor just continues on, right, Ted? So that
Right,
just
yep.
continues on, but it does open up there, and it's quite a large opening. It is a 20-foot wide opening, and it opens up into a square room. However, that room is actually diamond shaped. Do you know what I mean? So it's like equal dimensions, but it's diamond shaped. So it is a let's see. I guess counting the squares diagonally.
Wait.
It's-
What?
So it.
Oh, we
just-
broke Ted.
Let me just get it out first.
Okay.
So it is a 30-foot by 30-foot diamond shaped chamber. You are entering in from the northern point. However, that point is basically gone, right? It actually is the 20-foot opening. You're, yeah.
Would it be there? Would this
It
kind of
would
like
be that would be the
point?
point. That's correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So the entranceway, Ted, is 20 feet across, and then there's a diagonal making a diamond. So you just have to imagine a diamond with like the
Yeah.
top part cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so the line that I drew heading south is incorrect.
That's correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're correct. It is incorrect. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's probably
So-
symmetrical, so maybe one more. Oh wait.
So is it something like like something like this? Is that what you're trying to describe?
More or less, but you actually want to go down another 10 feet to the southwest.
Okay.
Okay. No.
So you're running
You want to
over-
go another 10 feet down to the southwest.
Yeah, like
like-
that.
Another-
like to the between the R and the E in green.
yeah, exactly. Keep going.
Down here.
There you go. Now hook to the southeast, and and then you're gonna go
30?
30 exactly. There you go. Now you got it, Ted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that's a tough one to describe. You'll have to forgive me. That one's okay.
That's all right.
So
it's kind of it's a
that is
rotated
what I
square.
oh, I should have
That's
told
what
you.
I should see.
I should have told you actually when you were approaching from the corridor, you could actually see that there was a continuous light emanating from that opening. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But
that's cool.
no
Okay.
sound. So whenever you actually peer around there, you don't need the Elizabeth's torch to illuminate. So Ted, that the corridor continues east, right? So you're not you don't want to block it off. Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
So there is a continual light that is in the center of the ceiling. All right. Okay. Interestingly enough, there is a gray-green mist that permeates the entire room about 3 feet above the floor throughout the entire chamber. This mist you have seen somewhere else.
In the pyramid.
Through the mist, it is visible there is a 20-foot diameter pool directly in the center of the room that is rimmed with a 1-foot tall blue granite lip. Okay, and you can kind of just see it as the mist sort of parts around it. Okay. The frescoes that that are across the wall are particularly damaged in this room, more than you've seen in other areas, and are almost impossible to make out. You cannot tell through the mist without approaching closer what is in the pool, if anything.
Is the light? Is it like the ceiling is lit? If we look up, what do we see?
Yeah, so the ceiling is lit. There's like a vaguely formless light that is shining down. You saw the same basic like continual light sort of thing in a number of different chambers, including like the one where the feathers of Ma'at were. I believe the pyramid room actually had one of these as well.
And you said that there were murals, but they were damaged. Are they too damaged to see what they are?
Yeah, like you can't even tell what they represented. They look more damaged in other areas, like something more than just time.
Okay, all right.
And the mist spills out into the corridor, or is it really stopping at the entrance?
It doesn't. Slight vapors do. You don't think it's like anything that there's like a field or anything like that. You know what I mean? But,
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we peaked.
Just to stay somewhat on target. Should we just do this like quick peek down the end of the hall to see where it ends and then shoot back, or do we want to go right to? You want to do that? I like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you're like, whoa, okay, that's interesting. And then you kind of shine your light down the corridor. Standing at the edge of the eastern end of the 20-foot opening, okay, Elizabeth's torch can illuminate all the way to the end of the corridor. So it goes another 30 feet, basically connecting with the southeastern corridor that meets up with it there.
Oh, that thing above. Okay.
And then that corridor actually continues past where you're standing at that junction and continues southeast.
Oh, that diagonal.
Does the east corridor continue as well?
It does not. It ends there. So the southeastern one basically interrupts it and continues southeast, all the way to the southeast past the edge of her torchlight. However, whenever she kind of when you're standing at that edge and and she moves her torch around and she looks to her right, which is to the southeast, you can see that just to the south, a passageway goes directly east and immediately goes down a small set of steps before hitting a door, like a small door to the east.
So like,
So
oh jeez,
Right there,
Kinda there?
right there,
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
right.
You got it. Yep.
So
That-
right.
Right where your dot is, right where Avaricios's dot is, there is a branch. There is a corridor that goes east directly,
Like a 10-foot wide corridor, or just a little
10-foot wide. But
okay.
it is literally like a 10-foot wide staircase that goes down like a small flight before hitting a door.
Oh my god, this thing is so slow on me now. Okay, it goes down 10 feet.
While we're mapping, and before we go back to the pyramid, I'm going to go tuck that kid in, and I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
You can choke them if you want.
This is actually we're a little bit past our break time. We can actually take a quick break and re-up on drinks and stuff. Sound
Cool,
good?
let's do
I'm
it.
getting some whiskey. It's
Hey,
not a
time.
cool night tonight.
All right, we will be right back. Okay, what is the plan?
And I vote we can continue on. You know,
something to ear. I asked John if the diamond room being off center was correct, and it is. So that might be a good indication that there's a secret room or something else going on here we should maybe look into later.
Yeah, everything's been pretty symmetrical so far. That's a good observation.
Yeah, false wall, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
hey Ted, Ted, can you put a little mark on the wall where we think the secret door might be there, like a question mark or something, so we remember to come back?
In the eastern hallway?
No, in the eastern hallway, but directly north of the diamond-shaped room with the pool.
Or kind of like we were suspicious, like over in this zone here,
Yeah.
since it's off.
Right.
Oh, see, I was thinking right across the hallway from it.
You think it in there?
No,
Well, we can.
I also,
Yeah.
Yeah, I also was thinking that. Oh my god, this thing is so slow.
All of them are possible. Just make a question mark in the area, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then we're
no,
going to go back to the
yeah.
west.
I'm trying to, but
It's okay.
Come on, Ted. Come on. Keep up, man.
it's so kludgy and slow that I can't actually see. It's turning. See that? You see that red line? That was a question mark shape when I drew
Okay,
it.
for the sake of it, I'm gonna just draw a dot in red.
You know what? I'll also put it in the notes. So
Okay.
we've got.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit the plunger town. Come on, guys.
Okay, so you head back west past the mist emanating from the diamond room, and the still mysterious pool, past the magic mouths which jabber at you as you pass by, and into the pyramid once again. So the it actually is unlit. It is unlit. So there are numerous wall sconces that don't have torches in them, but there's 50 feet tall. So the top of the pyramid is lost in darkness, but you guys know what it is. It's 40 feet tall, fitted granite. There is a layer of gray-green mist that is rising from the floor, about 3 feet up, just like the other room. And there's one person in the group that knows what lies within that pyramid.
Yeah, I was going to remind
something-
everyone.
Yeah, something not natural.
Again, not to get mired in it. Because it's been so long, when I exited the secret door to the south, did it look as if I could re-enter from that without doing the plunger trick, or is it something I have to cycle through the plunger every time I want to go to the center?
You think that it's probably the second, the latter.
Okay. All right. Just good to know. But yeah, it's definitely something we should investigate. I'd like describe basically what was there within the chamber with the giant frog statue and all that. I think I already told y'all, but
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but I'll have to go back and look at the
It
notes.
was really cool. It was
It's very
super cool,
creepy.
and everyone told me I was the smartest boy in class.
It was pretty slick because you did. I remember that. I can't believe you actually did that plunger the right way. But that was cool.
Maybe we should take a moment to find that because I don't remember exactly what we did for the plunger when we plunged.
Wasn't it just straight down?
It was.
Probably.
Yeah, I pulled it up to go to the center, I believe, rather than pushing it down.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so yeah, Gorand, the bar sinks down. Something happens. Smoke comes out of the wall. Plunger locks into place. Smoke is gone. So is Gorand. So we followed
Cool.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to say 2 turns went past, like investigating the diamond room, going to the east, then coming all the way back. So it's just past 8 a.m. right now. Do you surmount the pyramid?
Yes.
Can
Let's do
all
it.
10 of us surmount it at the same time?
Not up the same side, probably, but you could all get up
all
there.
three
Yeah.
sides?
You don't
Okay.
think you can reside on top of the pyramid all at once. In fact, when the first people kind of get up there, you can definitely tell that you cannot.
Like 3 at a time or something like
5
that?
at a time, maybe.
Let's see.
I'm not in the group with Skullface.
Yeah.
Not it.
Your pastoral care, Father Evrisios, remains terrible.
Yeah.
I will care for him. I will pour him whiskey and then watch him drink it from across the room. No problem.
So it looks like
I'm
maybe
in the Mickey- oh, sorry.
2 people could be up at the top. It is flat there, and then you can see that there is the small triangle made of lapis lazuli, which is centered right in the middle, from which extends a single steel bar. And on top there, the bar is gray with age, but it's not rusted, and there is an obsidian black knob that is straight on top of it. Like it should be noted that the knob itself is of a different material than the actual rod.
And John, I pull out the plunger that I haven't had time to, that we found at Garlad's crib.
Mhm.
Right. And I want to compare it and see if it matches the ones that we
It is absolutely identical in every way, shape, or form.
That's cool.
And
Okay.
and looking at the bottom of the plunger that I pull out of my backpack, is there like some sort of connecting device? Is it just round on the bottom of the shaft, or is there like some sort of key shape to it? You know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest, it doesn't say in the module, but I would
That's
assume
fine.
there'd be some sort of like a connecting rivet or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like like the hole on the bottom of a gear shift knob.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like you're able to,
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I think what we should do, guys, since it sounds like only 3 of us can go through at a time, right?
Can we fit 3 up there, John, or just?
It looks like the 2 people can stand like side by side up on top of that small little platform, because like the capstone of a pyramid, right, would normally just be like a perfect solid triangle. That's been like off. That's like off, right? So there's just like a small little rectangle, square. Actually, it's triangular because it's a triangular pyramid. A triangle on top, and so you kind of have to. But you can, of course, like layer yourself down the steps, and if you wanted to hold hands or something like that, whatever. David,
We could
Oh
try
yeah,
that.
let's hold hands.
Yeah.
What a great way to start an
You
adventure.
get to hold
You have to
Atticus's
hold
hands.
Atticus's hand.
Yep.
Before we hold hands, we have some little folk with us. Mort, you want to jump on my shoulders, my friend? And Goran, why don't you jump on Avaricios? 4 is better than 2.
A dwarf never climbs on
too.
some. A dwarf never climbs on anyone's shoulders.
All right, Codswallop, would you like to jump on someone's shoulders 4 at a time? It's better to it's actually better to test if we can game the system now than later.
You feel a poking in your back, Gorn.
Who's
Boss.
poking me in the back? Yeah.
Hey,
What's
hey,
up?
boss,
Atticus?
you want me to pull that plunger? I'll pull it.
I know you will, buddy, but hold on. We got a process here. I love where your head's at, though. I love your go-getiveness.
Just throw me in there, boss.
You're going, buddy. Don't worry. We're gonna go seek death together.
Okay,
I
does
think
anyone?
I think it's probably fine. I mean, it didn't take long for Goran to teleport last time, right? We could
No,
kind
it
of
was-
follow right.
But here's
Maybe-
the thing, Ted. We should go through and then see if the plunger that I have with us will take us back.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Right?
it might take you somewhere completely different. I don't think you want to do that yet. If
Right,
it does,
so-
we'd be so split up.
What are you guys
that's-
talking
that's
about
good.
right there?
So
Hey, Yost.
here's the thing. I like this plan of testing the plunger, but only when we're all
Okay, fair enough.
together.
All right,
let's see if we can all do it all at
daisy
once.
The plunger.
Wait,
Let's
okay,
daisy chain.
hold on. If we can all teleport together on this occasion, then we can test the plunger.
Mhm.
If we cannot all teleport together, then we should probably not test the plunger, because then we could really split ourselves up. Right.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yes. And we
So
tell
let's
we tell everybody, like, okay, if we get separated, to go to the same place, you just push it down. Don't pull it up. Don't do anything. Just with the way it is right now, you push down, and you will all go to the same place.
Cool.
Fingers are crossed.
All right.
I press the plunger.
All right, so everyone's holding hands.
We're all holding hands. We're all together.
Pressing the plunger.
Okay.
We sing a little song.
Immediately, you just like, and you open your eyes real quickly, and you find yourself still standing in the exact same places, but you are obviously back in Plunger Town because it is a different room with the same pyramid. The room here is decorated with frescoes that are actually intact. They do not seem to have been messed with too much. They are frescoes of humans rising up from the ground and shedding their robes, beards, and canes. This room is also unlit. There's stairs cut into the granite leading down, and there is no mist here.
And is everyone there?
Everyone is with you, yes.
Okay, cool. So now do we want to try the other plunger?
Are we in
we should.
town? He mentioned stairs. Oh, stairs down the plunger. Okay, never mind.
Stairs down the pyramid.
Now, John, though, here's a question.
Pyramid, yeah.
The plunger in the last room did not come with us, correct?
That's right. yeah.
Correct.
Which means, guys, if it takes us to another place,
We're stuck.
and
Yeah.
then the plunger that we put in will not be with us, then we
I don't think we should.
potentially be fucked.
Yeah, I don't think we should test it. I think we should just
Save it for an escape.
save it for an escape. If we're where the monkeys are, it'll be a win.
Right.
On the escape. All right. All right, boys. Anwir lowers his voice dramatically.
All right.
It's time to delve into the magic realms, my friend.
Yay, that sounds amazing. Sign me up.
Why are you talking like that, Anwir? I don't like it. It makes me scared.
and as he's doing this, I'm gonna dramatically go into my backpack and I'm gonna say, where we're going, We don't need food. And I'm going to take my rations and scatter them to the wall. Where we're going, we don't need water. And I'm going to take my wineskin and throw it to the wall as well.
What is the crazy man doing?
He's gonna regret that
scared.
later, but
Don't be scared,
You know
Joseph.
what,
Don't be
baby?
scared.
I have so much juicy inventory space now. I will never regret it.
Nice. Samantha's immediately petitioning the rest of you to like take her on it as your own. Are you hiring? Are you hiring?
We're going, Samantha.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, with my 8 charisma. Come on, you can join me.
Maybe not him. Okay, but
Yeah, so I think it's about time. Avaricios would look to Njal and say, "Oh, go. I think it's about time to do the thing," and he would apply one dose of mortality to his battle axe.
Can someone in like a quick 5-second thing? What is the plan now? Because we had a huge conversation in Discord. Are we going to invisibly scout ahead of us?
Yes.
Thank you.
Invisibility, silence bubble, invisibility. All right.
okay.
This is the main hiccup, but Gorand has dark vision, I forgot. So we have hooded lanterns we all equipped with in case we need them. But I suggest that Gorand actually leads the group in the bubble and we all just hold each other and walk with him as the eyes so that we are not making any light, any noise, or any visibility as we go to the library.
Well, with the hooded lanterns, we can completely darken those,
Yes.
right? Like that's the whole
Right.
point.
No.
right?
Of course. But I'm just saying, while they're darkened, we still have eyes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we
yeah.
should not, and it's like open this door with the lanterns going. We should only use the lanterns if we absolutely have to, because the minute we turn a corner with light already on, and someone sees it, Coughing It has already alarmed us to the entire group. So we should not have light on at any point if we can't help it. If we want to light our lantern preparation and close them, I
And
think
shut
that's
it.
what.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's what
because
But I
you
do
can
not
open
think
it
they should
without
be
having to
open
light it.
at all. I think Gorand is literally leading the blind,
All right,
basically.
but it's not just Goran because every goblin in this party also has infravision.
Why don't we just space those guys out?
Yeah.
well,
right.
First thing,
Middle back.
is that you actually do see the continuous glow of continual light coming from around
Number
that
2.
corner.
Do we hear it? Do we hear anything, John?
You don't hear anything.
All right. The other question though is, okay, great. We got an invisible guy in front. We're all blind. Yada yada yada. Did we decide we're going to head south?
Yeah, we're
We
gonna
believe
go.
The library is south.
Yeah, we're gonna go east, diagonal, south.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Um,
Oh, John, I should tell you. I didn't tell you my prepped spells for today. It seems like maybe
Good
I
time
might
for
be doing that. I have Cure Light Wounds prepped twice. I have Silence also prepped twice.
Okay.
I just realized I fucked up our quantifying who could go invisible because only 2 or 3 of us can go invisible. I was imagining it as us as a group as invisible, like a fool.
No.
We talked about trying to buy potions.
We have the
but
cloak.
never did
We
it.
have I have 1 invisibility potion. I have the cloak, and we
there's
have
a ring.
1 ring. So 3 people can be.
Yeah, remember the
Our
ring though.
retinue of 12.
yeah.
I think our retainers are. This is going to get too bogged down. I think our retainers are a hazard in that situation. But
You had talked about leaving them here as guards. Do you want to do that?
I think leaving
might
the
be
retainers
wise.
is wise because going with 10 people when only 2 people can be invisible is going to be real dangerous.
Are we leaving them with the plunger though?
No,
Yeah, because we might get. I'm
They-
worried
they
about
don't
getting
know any
separated.
better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
think-
that
I think-
that
okay,
itself
well-
is problematic.
All right. Well, do we want to do a group of 3 invisibles as the forward guard, and then have everyone wait on the other side of this door as we give signal, and then use the ring to signal? We have 2 of them, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Someone in the scouting group can use it on someone else. No, they can't because they'll be.
It makes them blind. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Yost could be blind and stay behind with, Sam and Codswallop and whatnot.
I have to be blind again? Ugh.
Take a nap, Yost. It'll be great. He'd be blind in any case if we go walk around in the dark. So,
And
you
make
could-
sure
we
he
could
knows
get-
that he can end that blindness whenever he needs to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the instigator goes blind. So
if
if there's
Goran-
trouble, if they get into trouble, they can, we'll know.
If Goran and Anwir and Avaricius are all invisible, Mort could just sneak along, being a quiet goblin in the dark with infravision.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
And, it wouldn't be the worst thing. He'd probably run away at the first sign of trouble.
Well, what I could do. Remember, silence is casting silence on somebody is also a key part of this plan. So we're not making noise.
You should cast it on me so that you can step out of the bubble to cast spells,
Yeah. Okay.
right? Or you cast it on Anwir.
Mort or
Right.
something.
Well, Anwir
Okay.
might be, if he gets his spellbook, he might be able to cast one. So I should do it on either you, probably you, because Mort can go silently anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So we have our plan. Let's fucking do it.
What is
Right?
it?
Okay.
Please tell me who's going invisible.
Okay, so the retainers are going to stay here in room 2,
Uh-huh.
barricade the door. We can leave any extra supplies here that we don't want to carry.
Yeah,
so there's Yost and-
who's going invisible?
Me, Anwir, and Avaricius.
Okay, Anwir, you're using your cloak.
I'm using my cloak. I will
Okay.
give my potion to Gorand.
Okay, that's
Oh,
going to last. That's going to last
I was
for 3
gonna-
turns.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to
yeah, we
wait.
should wait on that. Yeah.
I thought he said it was 30 minutes. Yeah, 3 turns.
Yeah.
And I can do it 3 times a day.
No, the potion lasts for 3 turns.
Oh, okay.
No, the potion lasts longer. Potion lasts for a random
Oh.
amount, which you won't know.
The cloak is usable 3 times a day,
Ooh.
30 minutes a pop. So I have an
okay,
hour and
right,
a half
right,
of
right.
cloak usage, which is why this is a quick and fast situation.
So maybe we should. The ring lasts a lot longer for invisibility, right?
It lasts indefinitely
Yeah,
unless
until I
Yost
cast a
ends it.
spell. Cast a spell, or if I can break invisibility by casting a spell or attacking.
Yeah.
So
Casting any
Yost would
spell
know
or-
if we get in trouble.
Casting
yeah.
any spell.
Yeah, any spell or if I attack. So I would do silence first, obviously, because it
Right.
lasts a long time.
Well, because here's what I was thinking: is if Avaricius is invisible and sort of indefinitely, then Avaricius could go first, look around the corner, that kind of thing.
I
And
cannot
only
see in the
when there's
dark.
a clear sign of danger does everybody else, power up. But if that,
Gorand has dark vision, so he should be the one that's doing that. Sorry.
yeah,
So I think
Well, no.
Gorand, it wears the ring, is invisible, is the primary scout,
Or
right?
give him the potion. Anyway, finish your thought. Yeah.
How long does the potion last?
we don't know
we don't
exactly.
know.
Okay.
I mean,
mean-
probably if it's anything like
It's a-
the gaseous form, it's 1d6 plus 1 or
You
something.
know the rule. It's a d6 plus 6. So it's a minimum 7 turns.
Yeah. So it's a while.
Okay, so here's, regardless of what assortment of invisibility we have, I want to say that the group that is both invisible and silenced should run in the direction we're going, because running will not make noise, and time
Right.
is of the essence. So I don't think we should be slinking along if we can help it. Obviously, we want to be as careful as we can be in terms of
Yeah,
like
that's fair
using
point.
our eyes, but I don't like use 12 turns to get where we're going. I think we use the fact that we can't be heard or seen to our advantage, which means Gorand has to be a part of it. In other words, I don't think we should send someone at, have him come back, send.
No. I think we just
shock
go.
you. And he's like, Gorand,
Yeah, okay.
it's
Yeah,
like
fine.
3 of us and we just fucking go, right?
Yeah.
And then we signal as we need to for others to come along the way. Does that make sense?
So Gorand has the ring, right?
No, Gorand has the potion.
Potion for Gorand.
Okay, I'm rolling that right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Guys, while he's rolling, let's all take some of when we're in the hallway, scoop up little bits of like baboon shit or whatever, just to
Sure.
rub it on you. I know it's kind of gross, but then
agree.
we won't.
Yep. Gotta
Okay.
cover that
Very
smell.
smart. out of
Andre,
place.
what are you using for invisibility?
Popping off the cloak, first one.
Okay, you're doing that as soon as you exit this door, this northern
As
door.
soon as I exit this door, invisibility's on. First of 3. Yeah.
Okay, and then who was the last person to? What is it?
I'm using the ring, and
The
so
ring.
as soon as we open that door, Yost will volunteer to go blind, which will put me in invisibility until either he breaks it or I break it.
Okay.
Now, what is Avaricius and Anwir using for light?
I'm
I just-
literally holding Goran.
Yeah, we got to hold hands.
Okay, so here's the
Right.
deal. That room that you guys have in, so you kind of move around this corridor, and remember that this corridor is actually like with the yellow tiles on the walls and the ceiling. It's like a kind of very strange. And in this room, it's actually some sort of like a robing vestibule of some sort that for the priests, right? So it's brightly lit. There is the living mosaic that is actually on the 15.
That's right.
Yeah. And that is actually shows you, an abstract mosaic of the top of a pyramid, which you discovered when first time you were here. You actually saw Gorand ascending that pyramid, right? Remember that? There you see nothing on in the mosaic now except for the pyramid itself. And there are a number of brass pegs that line the western and eastern walls. And you also see unfortunately, it's not a very pleasant place to hang out for the retainers, although they don't really have much choice because there are still the rotting bodies of the two adventurers that were that are lying face down on the mosaic. Their chests, abdomens, and faces have been badly torn to pieces by claws. And you saw that, and to make the place even more vivid and upsetting, halfway up the western wall in Arcantian, scrawled in blood, is the now famous sign: "They are deterred by light. We should restore the well."
We would very much like to do that, though.
Quick recommendation. Goran, do you have a mirror?
You know what? I don't, but
I have one that I bought. I'll give it
I
to
was
you.
going to say my retainer has one that I can take.
I'll give you mine. I think what we should do, just plan of order, just so it's set out on the open. How do you ping again on it? I can't remember.
The teardrop.
Okay, so I think we go to a corner. We run to a corner. You mirror the corner. You look. We run to room 13. We get into the little cubby here. You mirror around. You look. Same deal. We go here. Mirror. Does that make sense? So we're gonna dip in as we go, but full speed ahead between each juncture, I think, is the best plan. So that we're just moving at a full clip.
Okay.
I completely agree. One last thing I can offer. Through Shrieker, I can alarm that door, right? The door into that yellow room. So, and I can have it be a silent alarm so that I'll know if monkeys break through that door.
That's smart.
I will know.
That's very smart.
And I can do that before I cast the silence so that it's all set up.
So
I 100% think you should do that.
Go ahead.
I was saying I think you should do that. Also, for what it's worth, I have 5 bells and a sling at the ready, so that if we need to make any noise, I can shoot a bell out of the silence bubble in direction as like a noise distraction.
Cool.
Right.
That's the plan.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
All right, guys.
You have not
Let's
cast
fucking
silence
do it.
right yet, though, right?
Not yet. And before we leave, I will have in my hand the blocked off bullseye lantern, so that if we need to, we can open it.
Okay. So you they kind of set up shop and guard here in the room. They wish you good luck, and you all go invisible. Yost is unhappy about being blind, but whatever. And he'll and you exit out that door. You know what you're expecting to find, and you do indeed see it. It is the east to west court. Yes, Mike?
I'm sorry. Are we leaving them the plunger?
No,
Then they have no escape.
they don't know that. We did not communicate that to them. They do not need to leave this dungeon without
I'm
us.
leaving them the plunger and telling them how it
No,
works.
absolutely
Yes,
not.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It does us no good. It does us no good to die a hallway away and have them die, dude. It does
I
us
gotta
no
side
good.
with Mike.
They won't take it with them because it doesn't go with them. So,
Dude, if the monkeys come in there, they don't know that we're affiliated with this retinue, and they kill all of them and take the plunger, and we come back to a bunch of corpses and no fucking plunger, you're going to be pissed.
Well,
You're
we'll
gonna
know
be
if
really fucking pissed, dude. I'm not letting them have the plunger. Period. It's no, man. No way. It's crazy. You're sealing off the quickest escape we have for some mooks.
we need a group vote, dude, because they won't take it with them.
No, the monkeys will take it when they kill them, and there will be
the monkeys,
no.
The monkeys don't know what that thing is. It's a ball with a stick.
Garrelad knows what it is
He's
We
not.
did have it before.
because it was in a
No,
pit.
no, no. It was in the garbage pit with the
Yeah, because it
monster
fell
with the
down there.
tentacles and shit.
All right, y'all are crazy. It's fine. Look, we can leave the plunger with them because I'm making you come down here. But when we find
Wait,
a bunch
Ted
of
gets a
bodies,
vote.
no
Ted, what's
plunger.
Well, this is a little meta, but
Yeah,
we're the ones who are going to die.
yeah, for sure.
So leave the plunger with Yost, and then
All right, fair enough.
Yost and Atticus and Sam and y'all.
Our
will
next
have-
party, David. We're protecting your next
will
party.
have the plunger.
John, I'll say this: if I don't hear a "Get to the Chopper" reference by the end of this session from
Right.
Yost,
So,
all right, let's go, guys.
Yeah, before you set out there, Nyal actually pulls Avaricios aside real quick, and he's like, "Now remember what I told you back when you were in your prison cells, right? Now I used to be able to wander freely and talk with the Isometric, and so I saw him whenever he entered that library, and he used a key to enter it. For one thing, don't forget. And there, when I peeked in there one time, I saw weird hooded figures that seemed to be studying down there. Everything was real quiet. And whenever he met with Garrelad that one time, they both demanded from each other absolute silence. And I saw them, and they were kind of speaking in like with their fingers, like as if they understood each other.
I'm going to turn to y'all and say that would have been great to tell us back at the Broken Head.
He told you this all the way back.
He told us this.
Yeah.
Can he not just sketch? Can he not just do a rough sketch in the dirt on the floor of which way the library is?
Yeah, could he give us? Because
You were right. It's to the south, as you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have your lockpick ready. You got your
Have your
magic
lockpick ready.
lockpick.
It might be magical though. Mundane locks it'll open.
Okay.
All right, let's do
We'll cross
whatever.
that
We'll
bridge when
find
we
out,
come
I
to it.
guess.
Good luck, and you head out.
Thanks,
Okay,
thanks,
so and you're invisible. You look out in the corridors. You can see that there are the mirrors that dot that corridor to the east and west. You can definitely hear the sounds of baboons hooting and talking to each other in all directions. You can hear them like moving through the corridors and stuff like that. But there is but they don't like light, so it is completely dark in the chamber in the corridor right here. It's immediately unsettling. A rising fear of dread rises in your throats, especially Anwir. Are all four of you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm just not invisible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm counting on darkness.
right. So Anwir and Avaricios, it's much more like because you're completely in the hands of your companions. You know what I mean? It's and you can't see anything. You can't see them because they're invisible, and you know what I mean. So it's just sort of like you feel like there's enemies kind of pressing in from all sides. It's completely dark, and you see no heat signatures.
Would we have seen? We would see whilst having a straight vector to the well bottom. We would see light emanating from it because it's the middle of the day.
That's true, actually.
And
Yeah, you would
the
see
mirrors
like,
light the center.
you would see
Well,
that
it's-
shaft, that very
yeah.
thick shaft of light that actually comes down. Yeah.
I mean, still pretty early in the morning though. It's got to be like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just fair.
Yeah.
You also
When
can
we're in-
sense that there's some sort of continual light coming from the west, which you also you may
We
remember.
know about.
Yeah.
Right.
When we're in areas of full darkness, can I sort of like, walk like a baboon or something? And so if they see me with their infravision, they might think I'm a baboon.
A baby baboon, maybe.
Yeah.
Aww.
So
Oh,
cute.
Ted.
So cute. Hey guys, we should cut to the main well room because we'll have less likely. It's daylight, right? And to your point, it's reflecting down there. There'll be less guys through that main well room.
Oh yeah, they'll probably skirt around the outside.
They never went in there until they were chasing us. So I'm just saying it's not a bad route to go through that main room.
To be clear, though, you know that they are not afraid of that room because they're the one that dismantled the reflecting
No, I know
mechanism, right? So it's like
Which they also could have done at night.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like the light is not reflecting. Like that room is not illuminated. There's like a thick beam of light that just kind of hits, but does not
let's
reflect
keep it
anywhere.
short.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is you will be able to see down the main corridor, and it is the straightest path, and it's in the dark, and there's no
Yep.
reason we shouldn't go to room 13.
Yeah, let's go straight.
you
as
can
fast.
see with
13 gives us
vision.
a place to hide. Yeah.
Okay, let's just do it.
Okay, so
Cool.
you using Mort and Gorand as your guide, you guys move carefully down, trying to sense any sort of information, using the well of light as your sort of frame of reference, like your North Star, your eastern star, and yeah. So you move down about 20 feet, and then you you know that the corner goes to the southeast, and so you go. And I'm rolling a thing.
Oh dear.
We,
Oh, no, you don't have to do that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We are going to peek again. We're going to peek around every corner with a mirror.
Yeah.
So we're not turning corners without knowing what's there, and going from the corner there at the juncture to room 13, doing the same from room 13 before we go to the corner of this other room. So we are not going to like churn around anything without knowing what we see.
Gotcha. Okay. So when you use your mirror to look down the southeastern corridor, you do not see anything untowards. So you move, you hustle around that corner. You know that there is one of those stations of the cross sort of thing, stations of Thoth in there. And if you want, you can slip in there, sort of doing your tactical movement sort of thing. And there is no one
These
in.
guys are invisible, but I think Mort should definitely take every opportunity to hide around corners, for sure.
Yep.
So it looks like at one point there were definitely baboons in here. They are no longer here though, because there is a ton of junk that's left on the. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, wrong one. You know what I'm doing is I'm confusing what you guys numbered with what my numbers are.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Hey Ted, as a quick aside, do you have the polymorph potion? You had it. I thought you stored it, right?
Yes, I have it.
Okay,
So if you need to polymorph into a baboon, you can.
Yeah, I think that's a great backup plan. I love
That
it. Okay.
just keep that in the back of your mind.
Yep.
So don't forget there are two stone benches that face the northeastern wall. There is a yellow marble circle in the ground, and this one had a. Actually, you know what? None of you guys can really see what it depicts. So never mind.
Sick.
Because it's dark as shit. You
No
were
worries.
in this room at one point, but you're gonna have to rely on memory what was in there. And so you peer in the corner, using your mirror to peer around the corner, continue to the southeast. You can tell that there is no one down there.
Let's head to that corner then. Run
Okay.
there as well.
We do it.
So you continue to
Again,
the
we're
south.
running full speed, so
Yep.
turn order. Yeah.
So to the southeast, this is one of the nexus points of that of the stations. This was the point where all hell sort of broke loose last time you were here, but you were going in the opposite direction, right? So there is a mirror in the ceiling, which is what Ted's little purple thing
That's
there is.
kinky, bro.
This one is mounted in the ceiling, and you can see too that the passageway continues to the south, and then there is that small narrow passageway to the east, which is was that where you guys came out of? No, it wasn't. No.
We had our getter ray moment before in that hallway between 14 and 15 to the center.
You know that in that general direction to the east is like the lair of the missing chef, right? Baboon, right? Like you found his recipe books and all that sort of stuff, right? That's sort of like around that area. In fact, when you line up with that eastern corridor, you can actually sort of smell something that makes your mouth water.
Oh, gross.
It smells
It's
pretty
squeegee soup.
good. Like fresh, something fresh and
They ate him
savory.
weeks ago, man.
Yeah.
That's cold, bro.
Now,
He died a long time ago.
as you guys enter that that intersection there, and you're smelling and you're sensing, you can hear to the south, 40 feet away from the east, you hear a door open.
All right.
Does it roughly sound like the one that leads to Garrelad's?
Most likely.
It does, yes.
I think that's what I hear.
We hustle back to room 13 there.
Let's can we wait can we listen to see if the feet are approaching us for like half a second and
Just
then
back
hustle to 13?
back around the corner and use
That's
the
true.
mirror.
Let's chill. Let's go to 13 and use the mirror and wait a second. Good
Okay.
point. So we're gonna run back to 13, mirror, waiting, etc.
Okay, so you go back and
Oh, wait, sorry, John. can we have the mirror already out? Do we see who is the room in the dark?
Yeah, we can just do it from.
We're
from
looking
right
with
here.
a mirror.
So do we have any light here?
No, but Goran can see in the dark. So Goran, what do you see coming out of that door? It's not actually a mystery.
I was like, okay, all right. It's like,
so we can see it. If we need to flee, we can. But like he would.
Okay, so the door opens. You guys remain stock still, like you stop breathing. You're completely invisible. Coming through the door are 3 glowing shapes. 2 of them are man-sized. One is absolutely gigantic, and it brushes the top of the ceiling of the corridor.
Now we run away. We go back to room 13.
And there are 3 of them, and they are all glowing. You hear you hear a familiar voice, a rasping, low-pitched voice that you immediately can peg as Gerlad. All right. You can't make out the details of what they look like or what they're wearing because it's all sort of like that predator vision sort of thing, But it's obviously like there are 2 men. One of them is Gerlad. And then behind them emerging is a gigantic 4-armed baboon. Okay. And they stop in the midst of that corridor, like directly south of you, right? About 40 feet away, right?
Right.
And you can hear that they're in the middle of a conversation, the 2 humans, and one is more of like a refined voice. Definitely Arcantian, with a modern Arcantian sort of upper class sort of tenor to it. He says, and you hear this male voice basically say to Gerlad, he's like, it's quite disturbing now that I think about it. The fact that there was intruders that have actually found my laboratory. It was obvious that the door itself remained locked, so I can only assume that they found my secret entrance. I don't like it at all. So it's likely that they actually were able to find the entrance up in the city ruins. Gerlad is sort of like he's got his arms crossed, right, and he kind of turns back to the baboon, and he says, Cisco. He's like, tell me again exactly the one that was left behind, the ones that your creatures, that my little children managed to feast upon. This was one of the prisoners that was there that we had before, yes? And Cisco is like, yes, the woman, one of the women folk. We feasted upon her. She was quite delicious.
Bastards.
And Gerlad kind of, he's like, And you're quite sure, Cisco, that the others that were fighting in that battle were also prisoners of mine at one point? I would swear by it, master. Yes, father. And they are quite tenacious. And Isometric is kind of stroking his chin a little bit, and he's thinking, now, what would possess? We know that adventurers are rife above it, but why? Why would they persist after? If these are the people we're talking about, adventured down here already, were captured, were likely in line for your questioning in the Great Chamber, managed to escape and came back. What would possess them to do such a thing? I can only assume, and then they both turn toward the library, that they're after those things that we took from them. And Gerlad's like, you might be right. Says Cisco, first thing I want you to do is I want you to grab some of my children, and I want you to cave in that secret entrance to the laboratory so there is no more access that way. We must protect our friend here and in his work. He must continue on. Now, off with you then, Cisco. In the meantime, I think we have something we'd like to discuss. Is that right, Isometric, in the library? We may have found something. Indeed, I have. Remember, must be quiet. I have the keys here. So at that point, the 2 men are going to head directly south, while Cisco is going to actually head directly towards you.
Yeah, let's go to room 13.
Get him, Ray.
Wait. No. Avaricios would pull you north. That hallway and that room is too small. He would go through our silence and know something's fucked up.
Yeah, we have to move away from the intersection.
Yeah.
We gotta
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
we gotta
we're
go
gonna
north.
to 13.
Tactically, just so you
Why
know,
not?
when you're
No.
weighing your options, there is no way, unless you are extremely creative, that you can bypass Cisco. Like, he basically takes up a hallway. You know what I mean?
Hold on, I'm confused. No, but what are you saying, Matt? What's the
He's
problem?
saying that the radius of the silence is so big that Cisco is going to walk through the silence and suddenly be like, I can't fucking hear, and then look around for it.
Yeah. So we should go if he's going east, or if he's going west, we should go straight up.
Yeah.
Actually, we could jet up that.
We go up north and we cut through the
northwest-
well room. Cut through the well room.
Yeah, go straight.
We could also I
Because
mean
that room's larger. Yeah.
The issue is that Mort
Well,
can't follow us because he's not invisible. And
Mort's
they're
going to have to
see us.
hide in that room.
Wait. We're in the diagonal corridor running
Yes.
there. If we head north, Cisco will see me.
Oh, he'll see.
yeah. we'll
You
see
hide
Mort
in this
and I'll go north.
room.
So
You
I
hide
can go
in
hide
this
in
room.
room 13
Uh-huh.
and just tuck myself in a corner.
Right.
And you guys can run north.
And
Yeah.
we'll run north.
Okay.
Okay.
But done.
Nope.
Why don't you go to
we're-
13 and we just run like here across the hall?
I can't see where you're pointing.
Because we don't know if he's going to go north or northeast. We know he won't go northwest.
That's
So
well, that
why
was
don't-
my earlier suggestion.
Why don't we just?
yeah.
Why don't the invisible group just cross in front of him into the northwest?
Go up northwest. Okay,
or,
let's do
or
it.
cross
Let's
into,
do
or
it.
cross into this hall
Let's do
here.
it.
Do you see me?
Yep, let's do it. Let's go.
No,
Well,
but let's go
North-
northwest.
Listen.
Listen.
13.
Hold on. Listen to me. Focus. Do you see where I'm
focused.
going?
No.
We
I'm
don't
using
see
the
anything.
indicator.
But it's
Okay.
lagging, dude. So you just got to go.
Okay. Rather than the northwest, we could also go into the small corridor that led to the chef's thing, the invisible group, so that we can then flag it at Mort because he can actually see us from 13. Does that make sense?
That's true.
It's the same distance to run here, to run to that corridor
now I
as
see you.
the northwest. So we might as well, if he's 40 feet away, we might as well do our 10 feet straight into that
That's
small
fine.
corridor.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, let's
Okay.
go to the chef's corridor.
Okay. But Mort is going to the 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's gonna like loop around,
Gotcha.
and get up in the corner and hide
there-
as hiding as he can possibly hide.
Yeah, there are
Okay.
those benches too. You can hide under or behind those
Got
benches.
it. Okay. All right. So you guys split up, and you bolt east and then up to the corridor. Cisco stops in the middle, right where that the overhead mirror is, right in that chamber, and he takes all four of his arms. And he beats his chest with all four of his arms. He's like, "Do, do, 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 do," like, boom, 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 boom. And he calls out, and he goes, brothers, and he like roars it out, and he's like, to me, and he starts to march up the northwestern passageway.
Fuck. Well, we didn't go there. We went into the
I know.
small room to the chef's
Boy, that
thing.
was-
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
close.
Thank Christ.
Yeah. So
Wait, some of them might come from 14. We got to get out of this
Yeah,
little
that
hall.
chef might come out of there.
So you see, so he basically marches up that, and you lose. You can actually probably see him as he moves up that corridor, but you could definitely hear him coming towards you, Mort. Right,
Wait.
Mort
I think you said
Wait.
northwest.
northwest. Yeah.
Oh, he did.
I'm
He
in the
did say
north-
north. You're in the northwest.
No.
You're not in the northeast. We were.
Oh, right. Yeah, it is
Oh,
northwest. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
Little brain fart.
comes stomping towards you, and then you can hear the pitter pattering of clawed feet coming from all directions. Except it appears that they are not coming from the general kitchen area. So you guys appear to be safe.
Okay,
All
good.
However, from all the different other passageways that are basically like the diamond formation in the center here, you can hear like feet coming, right? And the huge lit form of Cisco moves past that entranceway to your station, Mort, right? And he stomps past. Doof, doof, doof. And after he stomps past, you can hear him meet up with baboons that are like sort of howling and kind of speaking in their strange language to each other and to Cisco. And it slowly fades away as you can hear this. It's got to be a pack of at least 6, maybe more. You can't really tell. Slowly fails away as they're chittering in excitement towards the west. Okay.
All right.
At the same
Mort takes a
time,
moment to clean out his underpants.
yeah, that at the same time that was occurring, Garelad, who you assume, well, he named him, so yeah, Garelad and Isocritus have gone to the south and out of your sight. And anything they did, you cannot hear as well because of the noise that Cisco was making.
Okay, so the minute we have some, they are walking south, John. I'm assuming not running.
Yeah, very casually strolling. Yep. Mm-hmm.
The minute, just because I don't want to fully lose sight of them in case we need to like understand how to get in the library or put a foot in the door. I know this is chaotic, but the minute that the baboons are gone, I wanted to move back in the hall, right? Wave in Mort's direction. See, get his attention, right? Does that make
invisible.
sense?
You ain't waving
He
at
can
shit.
see.
You're
Oh,
invisible.
bro.
No, he can't see us.
And
Yeah.
Mort is still hiding because
We're gonna have to go up and get him, dude.
Let's go get him. Yeah.
How is Mort following us to begin with when we were both silenced and invisible?
We were holding hands.
Holding hands, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, let's run up and get Mort then.
Okay.
Power of
Hey,
friendship, my
out of him
dude.
even
Power of
further.
Yeah.
And suddenly, people grab him, invisible people. Ah!
All right,
So there's a
so
cone of silence on you.
all right, we grab Mort and let's again sprint down
Right.
to the corner, take a look.
Yeah.
Problem is we can't take more. This I didn't think this one through because Mort wouldn't be able to actually follow us from behind because he would lose us. Is what y'all are
Just
telling me.
hold
He's
hands.
holding hands.
But here's the thing: if we're holding hands, we can't like sneak up on anyone because we have a visible party.
He's also hiding in shadows, and
Okay.
if we needed to sneak up on somebody, we would probably leave him behind. Let's not overcomplicate it.
Okay.
We got
All right.
All right.
Okay, so
We
Anyway,
head south, John.
going to get Mort and then coming back to the intersection part is going to take a turn as well. It is now a little bit past 8:30 in the morning.
the real fun thing is going to be when my invisibility runs out. That's going to be the good time.
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry, I didn't forget to track leading up to that point. So
There we go.
I will say, like, the moment that you the moment that you hit the intersection again on where your invisibility from the cloak goes out.
3 turns already. We were sprinting though.
Well,
Okay.
You're also hiding and listening to conversation.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we did 90 feet run, right? So like a turn would get us 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We get to room 13 and half our movement. Take a look and then continue. We would be at the corner where we
I'll
saw
give you one more turn. I'll give you one more turn. So what do you do?
Continue
south.
down.
Or south?
Yeah, head south.
the good
holding
thing is,
hands.
guys, is they might have taken all the monkeys with us, or the vast majority. This might be a
Hope so.
get 'em race scenario.
Okay, so you move past. There are 2 mirrors on the sides there that Ted has already noted, and the past those mirrors. So using the mirrors as your line. Okay, the corridor continues down for another 20 feet before it enters a 4-way intersection. There is a door to the east, which you've already marked. In front of that door is actually another mirror, and then directly across from that door to the west is another mirror with a door behind that. The corridor continues to the south for another 10 feet before hitting a giant double doors.
So there's a
Where do we see
corridor,
Isocritus?
a 4-way
Sorry.
intersection, John?
A 4-way intersection, yeah.
Okay. And then there's double doors right at this end of the southern corridor.
Yep.
So did we see Isocritus and Garelad go through those double doors?
You did not see them go through those doors, but they went in that direction. They are no longer there.
Are the doors open or are they shut?
So one of the double doors is slightly open.
Yes.
Take a peek, baby.
All right.
Okay.
And there's no light around here, Johnny. I mean, Garelad's a human, right?
Garelad is you don't know.
But,
And what about
Isocritus is.
Isocritus?
It's credit.
Isocritus is a human,
Yeah.
so they would need a light source. Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Good point, Mike.
There. So you do see that coming through the crack of that door, there is a continual light, a perpetual light emanating from there, soft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you have do you cast your silence at this point or no?
Oh, we cast it. I cast it on Gordon when we left
How long does that last?
the room.
12 turns,
It
John.
lasts a long time, yeah.
Okay, so that's 11, 12. Got it. Okay. All right. Okay, so you peek carefully, invisible, into the room. At this point, because there's continual light in the room, you can see everything that is there. And you are now witnessing the great Library of Thoth. Momentous. So there is, in this room, you are, the doors are in the middle of the northern wall, okay? The chamber itself, the entire library, is 50 feet east to west, 60 feet north to south. You are in the direct center of the northern wall. There is, the ceiling itself is vaulted. That is 10 feet high, and there's continual light up there that is illuminating everything. And it's basically illuminating a reading area in the forechamber, which is where you guys are entering into. But the light itself does not reach the back of the stacks, which are all the way like on the far side of the room to the south. Okay, there are 6 columns that divide the room between the reading area and the stacks. They are made out of black basalt and are carved with subtle, like, arcane marks all over them. Okay, so they basically bisect the room at approximately 25 feet south, right? So there's like 6 of them that just basically kind of go east to west, about 25 feet down. Okay. So north of that, where you guys are standing, is like the reading chamber, and beyond those pillars are the stacks. Got it? There is directly in front of you, between the pillars in the center of the room, there is what appears to be like a librarian's desk that occupies that space, sort of blocking like access to the stacks themselves. Like you'd have to check in with the librarian first, right? In the forechamber, though, directly in front of you, there are 2 long oak tables with 5 chairs per side, and there are 6 black cloaked figures that are hunched and are sitting at the tables, motionless, with their backs facing you, and they're just sort of like hunched over with like, they look like black robed monks, right? Like scriptorium sort of monks, and they're all hunched over with their backs towards you. 6 of them, like 3 on one table, 3 on the other, and you can see, as you're kind of peering through, that even though they seem to be hunched over doing like illuminating work or something like that, but they have no books in front of them. There's nothing there. Yeah. Okay.
Don't make any noise or they'll kill you.
Luckily, we're silenced.
And let's see, in the back, let's see, let me make sure I'm getting this right. So the stacks themselves are numerous shelves, like all that are sort of arrayed and that kind of take up the entire. It's like not just along the wall in the back, but also like in the center of the room to form like aisles, right? All in the back of the room, a ton of them, and they are shrouded mostly in darkness because the continual light is actually like more towards the reading room and area, so it's sort of like gloomy and kind of spooky back there. But you could swear, as you sort of look beyond the pillars into the stacks themselves in that darkness, that you see some moving forms sort of scuttling in between the books and jumping from one aisle to the next, but not making any sound. But they seem to be small. You're not really sure, but they may be mammalian, but you're not really sure. Can't really make it out. They just seem to be like quick moving forms. Of most importance, though, right in front of you, like right beyond the doors, sort of chatting at the librarian's desk, is Isocritus and Garrelad. Yes, David?
I just want to, sorry to interrupt, just like miming to the group, perhaps.
You're invisible. Mime away, my friend.
I was trying to not metagame that, but I will metagame now.
That's okay. You can just talk about it.
It's fine. I just want to point out, I mean, I am all for running, not engaging, but because Isocritus and Garrelad are here, if for some reason things go wrong, both of them are spellcasters, and if we rush them in the silence bubble, they're not casting spells.
Right.
That doesn't mean we should fight them per se long term, but it means that their most effective offense will be gone.
Right.
So keep that in mind if we find ourselves in a pinch with them before whatever escape we attempt.
I love it, David. You are so hyped right now. It's like amazing. We all know this. This is something we all know.
No, it's good. You're getting him on the page. Okay,
It is. You're getting us all hyped. He's on it. He's on it. Let's go.
Isocritus. So now you can see actually Isocritus and Garrelad themselves. Okay, so Garrelad is wearing what you saw before. So he's wearing this sort of like gray armor, like this like nice a gambeson, like a leather gambeson, but it's gray, and he's wielding that fucking weird like spoked club thing, right? Like that he's got. And he's sort of kind of holding that in one arm, sort of like cradling it almost. But he's got that kind of worn look, like that he's seen things, right? You know, Isocritus, on the other hand, you would think because of the voice and everything like that, and what you've heard about him, that he'd be sort of like be like a little bit effete, right? But he's not. He's very tall. Okay, so he towers about like maybe 3 or 4 inches over Garrelad. And you can see that that he is wearing a headpiece that is like a modern version of the Nefertiti thing that Anwir was wearing or is wearing.
Well,
so
good taste.
Yeah, but it's not. It's almost like a callback, like a fashionable callback to like a previous time. Like it kind of came back into fashion, so it's like a little bit different shapes and stuff like that. And he's wearing like these immaculate robes, which are stained at the cuffs and at the hem as well. But he's wearing these sort of what appear to be like robes of office of some sort, but not Thothian, not any modern god either, right? But but he's just wearing like the utmost in fashion, but it just looks like it's been worn down a little bit. But his eyes, as he's sort of doing sign language with Garrelad, are very, very perceptive. He doesn't really blink. He looks Garrelad in the eyes as he's signing with him. And he has like a firm set to his lips. What he does have that marks him as like more Arcantian than anything else is like an extremely exaggerated aquiline nose, like a eagle's nose. He just looks. He looks like a noble that has earned his nobility. That's the way to kind of put it. You know what I mean? Yeah, he seems like a pretty badass. So that's the deal. Now they are signing, and you see that Isocritus sort of points past the stacks, and then at any point you can tell me that you do something with these guys. But it looks like Isocritus is signing to Garrelad, like, come back to the stacks with me. I want to show you something. Is sort of like what the indication seems to be. So they kind of move past the 6 figures. Don't move at all, right? You can see that at this point, Garrelad is the one that seems to be a little bit like you can see that he's doesn't like those guys sitting at the tables. Isocritus seems perfectly at home. Okay. And then they move past, and you can see that Garrelad in general just doesn't really like to be in this room. You know what I mean? Just not down with it really, you know? So he's sort of a little bit impatient, a little bit fearful, even maybe. Anyways, they sort of disappear into the stacks themselves until they're actually beyond light and you can't see them anymore.
You know what would be really cool is if somebody with, say, a sling threw a rock at the head of Garrelad and made him go, ouch, really loud.
I was thinking about that with the bell too.
Yeah, we could just make noise in there.
Well, so that's the question, is whether just making noise is enough or whether the creatures or whatever thing he's afraid of knows who made the noise. I'd hate to be them all come rushing out the door to eat us because we threw bells. But well, they make Garrelad make some screaming noise because someone hit him in the head with a rock. Why?
That's so delightfully chaotic. I am 100% here for this shit. That is amazing. And if we die doing that, I think it's hilarious. We should absolutely fucking do that.
I have two thoughts because I think I love chaos. I love this idea. If there's like a preternatural ability for them to detect the source of noise versus like hear the source of noise, I think that's a concern because we're in the silence bubble, hence the bell, right? Like no noise will emanate from us. It'll just occur outside of that range.
No, because if you throw that bell, it'll be silent, silent, and then make noise as soon as it gets out of the radius.
Yeah. Which
What's
is
the radius
15 feet.
Matt?
15 feet.
It's a 15 foot.
Okay.
If we're at the door, it'll get halfway through the room before it's not silent anymore.
Yeah. So, and I like maybe as a
No,
back.
the room's too big for that.
Yeah.
Can I just ask one question?
5, sorry.
Yeah, can I ask one question? John, we're standing here, we're looking. Is there a basket full of fucking spell books and golden rods and shit sitting somewhere in the room that is
The
immediately
only important
accessible?
question.
Good one, Mike.
So let's see.
Because we could sneak and grab that.
David
And
shit
then do the bell.
in big written letters right there. David shit.
I think we should do Ted's idea after, though.
There looks like there's a number of different cool-looking, strange items that are sort of on top of the desk itself. The desk has numerous drawers as well. They're the short answer is no, Mike. You're not going to see what you're looking for. However, when you're looking around, you're like, is our goods there? You see tons of books in those stacks. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff. So who knows? But on a cursor, because it's sort of shrouded in darkness, you can't really see what they are. However, I will say that the continual light is slightly glinting off on the south wall in the very, very back. Near kind of hidden in the stacks, but it is reflecting because of its nature. Appears to be a mirror that looks different than any of the other mirrors that you saw before.
Mirror ball.
Yeah, it's quite large. It looks like it, judging by how heavy the glass might be, it probably would take 2 people to lift. But
Would it fit in a magic bag of holding?
It's literally looks like it's been dumped, like it just wanted to be forgotten. It's like on the floor, propped up against the wall, in darkness, back in the stacks.
Could we fit it inside the bag of holding?
No.
Okay, here's my proposition.
An invisible silent person could just walk in there and fill the bag of holding with book.
Exactly. So the desk is right in front of us. I think we should maybe as idea and stuff like that. But the safest thing to do in the immediate is me re-invis myself, because that's about to go away. I'm not going to forget it. And 2, I can do it if you would prefer me to, but I think we should go to the desk and pilfer shit in the silence cone with invisibility.
My invisibility is also going to run out at some point. We don't know when.
But it's minimally 7 turns.
Yeah.
And we've expended 2 or 3. Three. Okay,
About
so
3.
we know we have at least 2 turns. All I'm getting at is we should go and grab it, re-exit. I think Mort should maybe hang at the corner.
I'll stay out here.
Right. And we'll just go and check the desk. I think very likely there will be shit in there that we want. I have a shit ton of inventory space. If y'all don't want to take the risk, I'll do it. But
no.
we should
Do
do
it.
that.
Let's do it.
Let's do that
Let's
first.
fucking do it.
I don't want to
Right.
fill the sack until we're leaving, because that takes it's going to
I
take
have
2 hands from somebody.
David will
I have
carry it.
12 inventory spaces, baby.
Okay,
I
let's
got
use our empty
nothing on me.
slots. Yes,
Onward.
empty slots. Yes, not the
Onward, what
back.
do you do?
Let's go. We're
I'm
going to
gonna
the
very
very
gently open the door, make sure no one notices, a little bit more, and when it's just wide enough to sneak through, I'm gonna sneak through. All right, I've already re-upped my invisibility.
You did. Okay.
If I am still in the range of the silence, you guys could maybe just sit at the door, and I'll just go solo.
No, we all go.
Okay,
All
we all
3
go.
of you go.
More of
Right
us can grab
outside.
more shit.
All right, we're going to the desk. I'm immediately looking at anything on the surface, under the surface,
Okay.
before I open any drawers.
When you're at the desk is in the middle of the room. On either side of you are those 2 oak tables, and there are 3 black robed figures that have their heads down, and they are right there. They're literally one is 3 feet away to your right, one's 3 feet away to your left, and as you're kind of moving towards the desk, and the huge basalt pillars are on either side of you as well, right? The you can see that the cowls, and the way that they're kind of they're down low, shield most of their faces, but you can see that there is a little bit of a simian muzzle sort of pokes out from the cowls, right? White furred, pink flesh, right? However, I'm talking about the ones that you can see on either side of you, right? That they that the skin has sort of rotted away on one of them, to reveal some teeth, You know what I mean? That sort of thing. And one is also sort of fucked up as well on the face a little bit. But all you're seeing is just like the muzzle, right? But they're just kind of hunched over as if they're looking at something, but nothing is on those desks, on those tables, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's like very creepy, but they don't seem to react at all to your presence. Okay.
Of course not, baby. I'm Anwir. Listen. I belong here.
It
That's literally going to be the last thing you say, right?
Definitely.
I want to say this is incredibly fun for me.
Deathly quiet.
No
So
shit.
you approach the desk and you're looking for anything valuable, right?
I want to do like my process is essentially an exterior survey, including like if there are any buttons or things, right? And then just prior to opening any drawers and stuff like that, because that'll be a little curious.
Yeah.
You should just immediately see if you see your spell book.
No, I mean that's the exterior survey. I'm like looking.
So on top of the desk, okay, there are a couple of books that have been stacked. None of them are open, and there's a number of like very high quality writing tools, quills, parchment, nibs, ink, that sort of thing. And on top, there is a small little pouch, and that pouch seems to be like relatively heavy, like something heavy is in that pouch. That's sort of like, on top of the desk.
Mine.
Yeah. And there are a number of small little desk drawers as well. Okay. There is like a blotter on top of the desk as well. Right. And on one corner of that is one book. Okay. So,
Isometric spell book. Give it to me, baby.
You do not recognize your spell book. Okay. But you can tell immediately that the one book that is sort of like, on like the left side of the blotter is definitely like a spell book of sorts, just based upon like the markings on it as well.
Sure.
The other one is a folio, and it appears to be an illustrated codex of sorts. You're not really sure, but you can just kind of tell by like the shape of it, like the folio thing. And that has clearly written in Mithric, like in the old language. It says the 12 labors of Arden.
Hell yeah. That'll help with the other puzzles, I think.
Yeah. So there appears to be and the other thing is like a spell book.
Cool. I take both of those, throw them in my bag. Done.
Okay.
We're not done.
No. I'm done with that.
Okay.
And I leave. It wasn't really worth it. All right. How
Guys,
many?
we should sneak over to the side and go down the side stacks so that they don't have a clean line of sight on us.
There's still
I agree,
drawers.
but
you want to go through the drawers?
Oh, 100%. So, okay. I'm going to survey again, making sure that I don't see them emerging. So
you don't see them
I'm
emerging.
very vigilant.
But let's see. You don't have any light. Yeah. Okay. So you can't see them. You don't see any. You don't see them.
There's light in the room.
Yeah, but I told you that the stacks are in darkness. The light does not reach into the stacks, so they
Gotcha.
disappear into the
Light
stack.
back there.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've got to have light back there because they don't see in the dark.
They don't see in the dark, so they would have a light.
You don't
Right.
see them.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm going to, presumably the drawers face away from them, right? So I'm going to open them knowing that it wouldn't be in their like line of sight.
Yeah.
I'm going to slowly open the first drawer.
Okay.
What's in it?
Well, first of all, did you take the pouch that's on the desk?
Yeah.
You hear like clicking and clacking around things with
No, I don't.
No, we
There's no
don't.
sound.
Goran's there with us.
All right. Who? Where's the silence coming from?
Me.
Goran.
Goran, are you with Anwir?
Yeah.
The three of us went in there.
Board is outside the door, John.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yep. Then yeah. But you can immediately tell Anwir that it is not coins in that sack.
Cool.
In the drawer, you see that there is a small bag that has something in it. You're not really sure. There is a set of surveying instruments, like instruments and strings that are obviously used for surveying. And there is a ornate modern Arcantian purse that definitely feels heavy with coin.
I'll take all of that.
All of it.
Yeah, because with the three of us, we can.
Are any of those unencumbering for what it's worth?
Let's see.
The purse, perhaps? No.
No, definitely not the purse.
Okay, that's true.
It's all right, dude. I've got 2 slots available that
I got
before
plenty.
I drop below 90.
I would say each one of those things is 1 slot. The purse, however, is is actually 3. It's heavy.
Wow.
But it's 3 from like weight, not from actual size. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Right.
I can take that. I'm now at 90. I'm from 120 to 90, so I'm now at the same movement as you guys,
Okay.
which
I
is
have-
fine.
Right.
I can take 2 more and still be in 90.
Cool.
You can always hand stuff to me on your way out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
So at this point, after you've shut the drawers and taken you take everything.
Took everything.
So
Okay.
what was in the small bag? Could you tell?
I haven't
Well, let's
looked
look
'cause
later.
I'm just
Yeah.
rushing. We'll
We're gonna look later, dude.
You see Garrelad and Isocritus emerge from the stacks, and they start to come towards the desk. Isocritus is actually carrying a large tome, and he has opened it up, and he has like a finger down on a page, and it looks like it's sort of like marking his place, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They're walking back towards the desk.
Should I replace the books that were on the top of the desk?
No, I don't think you need to worry about it, dude. But
Okay, let's go. East or west? Which wall do we want to hug?
west.
Go south.
Yeah.
They're coming out.
They're coming
but
north from the
we
south.
just
To
don't-
get to the side, yeah.
We
They're
just don't
coming right
want them
in the
to
middle.
overlap with our silence.
So you got to move past the
Oh,
pillars
true.
towards into the stacks on the western side. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're like, oh shit, here they come, and then so you move and you're silent. So yeah, you're fine. Okay, so you can easily pass. So you pass by the pillars. Nothing seems to happen, and darkness sort of enshrouds you as the musty scent of books sort of encompasses you as you move into the stacks themselves. Okay, it's very, very dark. When you move into the stacks, you actually sort of jump in alarm as some sort of creature sort of leaps onto your back and sort of swirls around your neck and then leaps onto like Gorn's back and then back into the stacks again. Okay.
Even though we're invisible?
Yeah.
Even though you're invisible, it almost looks like they impacted you and then realized there was a solid thing and then moved to another creature. So it moved to another person. But they don't make any sound, but you can see them now. And you can see that they are what appear to be small baboon cubs, like super cute baboon cubs, and they're just sort of leaping around. But they are quiet in a manner that they are obviously quiet when they were within your silence radius, but they were quiet before.
Yeah. Cool.
And they just are sort of scampering around the books and all that sort of stuff, you know.
Whilst we're going through this, John, I'm keeping laser vision on any books that seem valuable or look like my spell book, just for what it's worth.
Okay. So are you systematically sort of going through the stacks and like looking for familiar books and stuff like that?
I mean, I think I will. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, have they passed us yet? Where?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
where are they
passed,
in the?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're now at the desk, and Isocritus has put the large book down on the blotter and opened it all the way up. And you see him, like he sort of opens it up and then he sort of stops, and he holds up like a waiting finger to Garrelad, and Garrelad sort of looks around and he sort of like makes a sign like what, and you see Isocritus is sort of looking around on his desk, and he signs something like in confusion, you know, and just sort of looks around, and he kind of peers back at the stacks. Right, and he just like really hesitant, looking around, and then he sort of like makes like a shrugging motion, and then he points back down to the book and he highlights like a certain passage, and he like furiously and excitedly like signs to Garrelad, right? And Garrelad is like a little bit non-committal, you know what I mean? And he does something and he makes like a negating gesture, and you see Isocritus like roll his eyes. And then he starts to like apparently like sign something like really complicated to him, like really pedantic. He's like listen, he's like, yeah. And they're like basically conversing, but you can see like Garrelad sort of like he's over it, he's done. You know what I mean? Yeah.
While this is happening, can I be doing a close inspection of the books nearby?
Yes. So that was what's going on as you're doing these inspections. So
I'm going to be keeping an eye on them, John. And what I want to do is I want to retrieve something heavy nearby that I can whip at Garrelad if we need to.
Well,
okay?
I can tell you what's heavy. There's a book. Plenty of those. Yeah.
Heavy book, one that I can't miss with, that will just make him go like the plan, right?
Sure.
I love
Just
this.
be
I
ready
love
to whip
this
it
so
at his
much.
head.
So interestingly enough, there are a lot of books here, a lot of folios, but there are no scrolls. So there's none of those like diagonal things that hold scroll work or anything like that. There's none of that. It's all like bound tomes, and you find a number, like a lot of interesting things, like a number of tomes. You're like, holy shit, they have this. They have. Wait a sec, they have this. And are you just grabbing anything that seems interesting?
Yes.
And throwing it in the bag. Okay, who's the bag holder at this point? Since this is now.
I need somebody with two. I can't hold the bag when we're loading it with stuff. Somebody else has to take it.
I have nothing. I can take the bag.
It takes two hands.
Okay, Anwir's doing.
That's fine.
Yeah, why can't Avaricios hold the bag? So you start
find your hand here.
We'll go over the important books that you find on Weir, but there are a number. Like, you would be the one to know. Like, you'd be like, holy shit, I can't believe they have this one, and you're like, you throw it in. But you find about like 14 works of exceeding rarity and interest, like non-magical things, but important works, and we'll go through all those later. However, in addition, slotted, basically. It's sort of wedged into some of the more famous books, but it seems to be been forgotten. It's a very slim tome, but it's like calling out to you. It's your book. There it is. Oh no! It's there. It's just your baby.
Love, I feel. Yeah, my spellbook's calling me.
Indeed, yes. It is there, and the. As you continue to look around, you have to go down to another stack. You do find that there is another tome.
Trustees? Yeah.
It is quite large, and it is exotic. Has like these huge brass clasps around it. It has one of those like clasps that actually closes the front of the book as well, right? Thick vellum pages, and like a big deep inset like purple arcane mark that is actually glowing as you kind of pull it out. It looks like something that's way beyond like Tresties can, for one thing.
Oh,
okay. The ostentatiousness of it, but not it's actually not ostentatious. It's actually like tastefully displaying its wealth, like its quality, lines up exactly with Isocritus's fashion that he's wearing. However,
fuck this guy. Yes.
that book you find, you're like, oh, this looks good. You're like, I think I know what this is. It's right next to a very rare, in fact, it's the only one you've seen so far, an empty slot, a large empty slot. And as you realize that, Gorand, you immediately see that Isocritus, but not Garelad, is coming back to that exact spot with his book.
Okay, so what you're saying, just so I'm clear, is that the slot that he took the book he was reviewing from had his own spell book next to it.
Yes.
Correct. So if I were to take the spell book, he would probably notice his absence.
Yes.
If he were to move. Now, here's the next question, guys. It's a real quick question. How fast can we move out of this room with his shit?
Wait.
We should get the glass ball and fucking hoof it right now. And then throw a book at him.
We want that book that he was just marking up.
Yeah.
We want the stuff that he knows. So put the spell book back. Wait till he puts this back. Then we get both books and the ball, and then we book it.
Do you remember what Eusebia told you why he was there?
Yeah.
He's looking for the regalia.
Yes. So I do think we should get that book. The one thing I'll say is I think he's probably going to take his spell book back, which is
a fair trade. That regalia book is probably more valuable.
The regalia is more valuable for sure.
To us.
Now hear me out. John, if I were to take another book from the shelf and put it where his spell book was.
No.
Just for a second.
No.
Yeah.
Just for a second. So that standing nearby, when he replaced this book, I could snatch it and run. Would that be possible?
Well, you could snatch it and run no matter what. But are you saying, like, would you deceive him into thinking that it was his book for a second?
That's what I'm trying to.
I mean, it's an awesome idea, but to be fair, like, he knows his book, right? And he's going to be looking like right at that slot.
Yes. Next pitch, Mike. It's time to heave your book at Isocritus' fucking head. So he drops the book he's carrying and gets attacked by all these ghouls.
Can I just say, David, remember what you were saying earlier, which was get in, get the book, get out.
Right.
You guys said you wanted the fancy book. Right now, getting that.
So, yeah, he puts it up on the shelf. He turns around, he walks out.
That's when we get it.
You take the book. You walk out right behind him. You're invisible and silent.
Keep it simple.
Give me the idol. Give me the idol.
Take a breath. If you take a breath and count to 10, David, we get both books because he's going to come back. He's going to put it up. He's going to walk away.
So he doesn't walk into the silence.
And then we get
you got to make a decision, man.
You can have your cake and eat it too. Is what you.
I will give an. I'm not sure that you're correct, but I here's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to grab a book. Another book. I'm going to replace his on the shelf.
Okay.
We're going to move over so that he's not in the silence cone anymore, right? But we're what, 20 feet away, right?
You're going to give us away, man.
You're going to.
What are you talking about?
Caroline already suspects that we are coming back.
No, I put his spellbook back.
Okay.
I put his spellbook back.
Put his spellbook back.
Oh, okay.
The spellbook
you
is
were
back.
doing a switcheroo. No switcheroos.
We are moving over, presumably eastward, maybe where the glass ball is, if y'all want to stow that, so that we are just out of range, so that he doesn't walk into our silence cone
absolutely.
immediately.
Yes.
But we're not moving so far that we aren't nearby because we have to watch and be quick if we're actually going to try to take his book.
Right.
Now, in addition to that, I am proposing that we be on the ready in case we want to throw a noise-making book at the side of his head.
I love that idea.
Get monsters on him.
Let's do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Well, one addendum to that.
One more thing.
Do we want the monsters active while we're still in there? Because then the monsters are between us and getting out.
Well, also David has to be the one to throw the book because then you will become visible.
I'll throw the book.
And then you can make yourself invisible. If I do it, my potion is just gone.
Yeah, I'll throw the book and be invisible.
All right. But you don't have to do that. Let's see if we can get out of this.
Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens first.
I am going to say a turn has passed while they were conversing over the book and you were going through the stacks, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
And am I visible now?
No.
One more thing. So
oh, no.
No, this is important, Mike. Mort's up at the door. He's watching through the crack.
Yeah.
He sees Garrelad and Iso come up. They're talking at the desk. Iso goes back. What's Garrelad doing? I'm the only one watching him right now.
Okay, yeah. So it's a good point. Yeah. So Garrelad is obviously hanging back. He looks like he doesn't enjoy being here, but he's just sort of like he's watching.
Deep breath, David.
Yeah. He's just hold on. He's watching Isocritus, but he looks like he really detests the robed figures, which is interesting because you know that he has called baboons his children, and that they obviously worship him.
Right.
But not these baboons.
Not these ones.
So Mort's
I have a slight change of plan.
Well, hold on. Mort's going to just hang out there at the door, but if Garrelad and Iso start coming out, and I can't figure out what the guys are doing, my plan is to back up and move down the western corridor of that intersection.
Gotcha. No problem. It looks like Garrelad is willing to. He's impatient, but he is also. It looks like he doesn't want to leave without Isocritus, so he's waiting for Isocritus.
Okay, great. Go ahead, David.
David, do you need to say something?
Baby. Oh my God. So remember the halflings?
Yes.
Remember a certain scenario with a dagger.
Oh.
I'm going to stab this motherfucker in the neck, and it's going to be silent because you have the bubble, and he's going to die at my feet. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And Garrelad won't fucking know because he won't hear it, and he's in the dark, so Garrelad can't see it. And we're going to pilfer his corpse, and we're going to move out, and then Garrelad's eventually going to go find his buddy's body. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to fucking kill him. There's no reason not to kill him right now. I'm killing him.
I mean,
I'm waiting for him.
David, I was actually going to suggest this a while ago, but I didn't want to turn you on that much. I'm a little concerned right now. I'm not.
I have both my dagger and it's also coded with mortality because we all coded our daggers with mortality.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm waiting there
Yeah.
to silently slip it into his neck when he approaches to return the book.
Okay.
And the plan is
Isocritus, not Garrelad.
Isocritus. No, Isocritus.
Isocritus. Well, let me pitch this. I'm going to counter your pitch with another pitch. That mortality potion, it decreases its viability every time you get to use it 2 times. The first time it's really, really potent with a difficult save. The second time it's much less. If you wait and stab Garrelad in the neck, who's a dick, Isocritus may have all kinds of information that we might be able to get out.
I want to kill him. I'm sorry.
David wants the bird in the hand. I'm
killing
going to go pee you up.
Not only that, but like it solves the issue of us potentially getting like trapped and caught here because he dies silently in the dark.
Okay.
And all that remains is Garrelad, who could also potentially be stabbed as well. It is the cleanest exit that we have, killing him silently as he comes over. So
I'm going to go pee while David gets his killed. I'll be right back. You guys keep doing this. This is great.
Oh, I'm so excited. Even yeah. Okay, so John, again, same concept. Sitting still, not making a noise. Back of the neck.
While he's putting his book back.
While he's putting his book back.
Okay. Have you taken his spell book?
No, I've put his spell book back, so nothing's suspicious. Here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what I'm thinking, at least. You guys, silence bubble. I'm not moving. Silence bubble just outside of his range, 5 feet away. When you see blood from his throat, you move forward immediately so that any noise he makes is silence. So he's going to gurgle for a second and he's going to be dead, right? If you are already there and silent, he will maybe be alerted to the fact that there's silence. So you're basically looking for like the minute something happens in his neck, you're going to move forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Goran is going to have to, but I think he would have the instinct to do that anyway.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. So I'm basically waiting for him to replace the book because his spellbook's back. Nothing suspicious, John. Yeah. I want him to walk up. I'm just standing there quietly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to flip it in his neck.
Okay, got it. Okay, Ted?
Can Mort, through the continual light and into the darkness, can Mort see the heat signature of Isocritus?
60 feet away, so yes.
It's in range.
Yes, you can, yeah.
Okay. So he'll when Anwir suddenly appears as a heat signature, Mort will know what's going down, basically.
Yes, that's true.
I'm
Yes.
thinking. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
and to be clear, because my invisibility will go away the minute I stab him, but I'm in the dark, so Garrelad can't see me. I'm going to re-engage Leryl's cloak. So in fact, what will happen is I will become visible the minute my knife goes through his throat, and then you guys have to move forward with the silent spell. That's the clue, right?
Okay.
Because you're just a couple feet out of range of him being silent, so that he isn't alerted to it. Mike, you were here, but basically that's what's happening. So you'll see, you'll move forward. They'll be silent. I'll reignite invisibility. We'll take both books. We'll loot his corpse. We'll get the fuck out of here.
Well, we got to grab that ball. We want the ball.
Oh no, we'll grab the ball too. Yeah.
What are you doing about Garrelad?
Don't know yet. Let's see how this goes.
let's kill Isocritus and see what happens. Maybe
I might silently kill Garrelad too if this goes well.
Okay.
Garrelad's on my next.
All right, let's execute this. Okay, so I got it. So Isocritus moves up deep into the stacks. You bring out your dagger, coated with mortality, and you step up to him and you slip it into his neck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Done.
Okay. Let me just check.
Oh yeah. You know what? Maybe I don't read the spell book afterwards, guys.
Okay.
After all, guys.
So here's how it goes down. All right. So you slip.
Mines go off now.
You slip it into his neck. Okay. His eyes go wide. Right. He does gurgle briefly in that split second when you guys know that you need to move up so the silence encompasses, but that gurgle sort of goes for a second. Right. At that moment, all of like the little baboon cubs that are sort of hopping around, right? They immediately stop where they are, and they, as one, like as if there's like some sort of hive mind, they all like, and they look right at you guys, okay? And you hear one of them, the one that's closest to you, we'll say it's like sort of hanging like on the stack where the books are that you're pulling, where he's reinserting, looks down and just like a little chirping voice says, "Need new?" It's real quiet, just says "need new." It's like the first sound, like the real sound that you've actually heard. And then as you step forward, Avaricios, with the silence, it encompasses, right, and everything goes quiet again. But you hear off, like beyond your silence, like deeper into the stacks to the east or west, right? Like you're basically like in the middle now, Anwir. That's like sort of like where the book was, like in the middle of the room, near the back. To the east and west, it's beyond your silence. You can hear need new. And like you can hear it from like all these little baboon cubs. It's like very, very strange. You're like, what? At the same time, Garelad like whips up his head and looks around, and like a little bit terrified. And then he looks around and he's like, by the gods! And you see the six figures, the six monks figures. They all just go. They're like kind of hunched over, right? They never move. They all just go. And they basically sag and like fall out of their chairs onto the ground, and they sprawl out like inanimate, apparently dead. You're not really sure what was happening before. Isocritus, you like gently like lowered to the ground as you're like rifling through him, right? You've reactivated your cloak again, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so that's right here. Okay, that's actually convenient for me.
Books in the bag. Books in the bag. Books in the bag.
Books in the bag. Yeah, all the books in the bag.
So you're invisible. Everyone's still invisible, and everyone's still quiet. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, and remember, bag has two hands. Two-handed stack.
Yeah, I'm two-handing it. Yeah.
Garelad actually breathed out like in real words. He said, "By the gods!" And then you hear the little baboons like in the stacks. They actually whip their heads around towards Garelad, and they go, "Known, known, 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 known." And you hear, known, need new, known, need new. And you see Garelad go, fuck. He actually like swear, he's like, fuck. And you hear like the baboons, they go, fuck, known, need new. And they start to like actually coalesce, and they start to move towards, like as a group, like they hop down from the stacks and start to sort of, and they're like cute little baboon cubs, right? But they start to like sort of crawl towards past the basalt pillars towards Garelad, and Garelad's like, no, Isocritus. He goes, Isocritus, I am out of here. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on, and I gotta go. And you hear like you hear the baboon go, Isocritus, known, need new. And they start to repeat sort of what he said, but every word they followed up with known, need new. And then Garelad like basically bolts out the door. And
Love it.
You can Mort at this point, whenever because that's your trigger to like go west. When you head west down that corridor, Mort, you can hear. Actually, you would probably see right before you go. You could also see that Garelad actually pulls out like a key, and he is quickly like going to like lock the door.
I thought Isocritus had a key.
He did.
Okay. So we still have an access to a key. That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll skip around the corner. And I'm pulling pin out, and if forced to, I will fight Garelad, but I prefer to hide.
Okay, so Garelad has no idea that you're there. So he locks the door. You see him shake his head, and he's like swearing to himself. But he, what would he do? I think he's actually gonna go back. So he's gonna actually go through the doors that he came through to the east and shut that door behind him.
He's going to hide in bed, baby. I get it.
Yeah,
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
We got to get out of here, man.
Okay,
Dude, this is about to go pear-shaped real bad.
John, what's on Isocritus?
What's on Isocritus?
What can I get it from him?
Okay, so
I took the ancient book and his spell book as well.
he has a beautiful set of clothes. Like he will be the height of fashion if you want him.
That's
Yeah.
stripping
No,
the
thanks.
dude. Come on.
Just
Y'all
get the
can't see
key.
me. I know
Let's
what
go.
I'm doing.
Okay,
Let's go.
He has a dagger that is sheathed, but you can see that the dagger blade itself is too small to fully fit into that sheath. The sheath is a little bit longer than the dagger blade itself.
All right, taking it.
He has a staff, which seems to be relatively plain, wood but well made. He has a ring. He has a wand, which is actually freezing cold to the touch and rhymed with frost.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has 2 potions. Although one, you can't really tell it's a potion, but you have a feeling it is because it is a vial that seems to be relatively empty.
Ooh, is that an invisibility potion? Can I have that, guys, just in case mine runs out?
Sure, I'll pass it to you.
That appears to be what is on him. Okay. Now, as you're kind of looting his body, stripping off his clothes and stuffing it all into the bag and all that sort of stuff, right? The baboon cubs have they went up to the door that exited the room, like known, Isocritus, known, need new. And they turned back to you, and they look to be like they look like they're looking for you, like they saw you briefly, and now they can't find you, and so you just hear like need new. It's like gets quieter and quieter until they basically like start to scatter away, and they hop back up into the stacks. And every once in a while, like they bump into you, but they don't. But they're quiet again. So now everything's like super quiet.
Is
I'm in such a good mood.
on Isocritus?
Say again.
Oh yeah, the key. The
Was
key
there
on
a
it.
Oh
key
yes,
on
I'm sorry.
Isocritus?
Yes. They're the key to the door. I'm sorry. About
Okay.
that.
Made me nervous.
We never found our
Okay.
golden rod, right?
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. I should have told you that when you were opening the doors. I just forgot because it was something that wasn't in the module because it was stolen from you in our adventures. But yes, your golden rod is there, and also what was in the drawer as well is your good old friend, the black light torch.
My torch.
Oh, baby!
Is my hand still clutching it?
I was gonna say, is his hand attached to it? It has to be, right?
It is. Yeah.
My hand is
Dude, we can go get a regeneration spell. You can get your hand back, man.
So it looks like some sort of magical effect was put onto the hand itself, so it became like sort of like a monkey paw, right? So like the end of it has been sewn shut to be like this. That's a little not a sphincter, but like it's been like tightly wrapped.
I don't want a hand sphincter.
You know what I mean?
I don't want a hand sphincter.
But it's hold on, but it's also been withered to it actually looks like a brown wizened monkey's paw. You know what I mean? Around like this big fuck off bronze torch. You know what I mean?
Does this mean he could use it without it being attached to him because he's touching his old hand rather than the torch itself? So
There's
the
only,
curse doesn't.
only one way to
There's
find
only
out.
one way to
Andreas.
find out.
Oh shit! All right. So we got that. Okay.
Well, you don't have it. Do you touch
we
the
gotta-
torch?
Go ahead, Anwir.
No,
What
he
what's
needs,
gonna happen?
he needs two hands to carry the sack.
Open the sack. Let's loop some string around it, not touching it. We can loop some string around it, pull it tight, drop it in the bag.
Okay.
Give it to Elizabeth.
Okay, so
You are a torchbearer.
John, now that we have, that's amazing. I don't want to write this, but since it's getting late, now that we there's the glassed globe. Is there any other now that we have a little bit of time to look around? Is there any other notable stuff that we could take from this place?
Yeah. There
Hey,
is.
David, please don't think that we have a lot of time because Gerlad is probably going to get help. He's not just...
No, dude. He went to his bedroom.
Yeah.
He literally went to his bedroom. I'm
Let's
not
not
saying
take
we
a
have
lot of time, though.
I'm saying we have time. I'm saying we have a couple turns, which is more than enough to look around. You took another potion, right? I have 3 more turns of invisibility.
I'm good.
We
I'm
are-
invisible until
we
I
are
do
pushing
stuff.
the fucking
I'm wrong.
envelope.
You're
Can
okay.
we go?
It's okay actually because I misread. So the there's a ton of stuff, but you basically got it all. So you got those 14 books. You have Isocritus' spell book, the one that was on the blotter. Okay, the one that was on the blotter previous. That was Tresti's spell book.
Oh, okay.
You have Tresti's.
Which one?
The one that was
on
on the blotter. Yeah.
That's good to know. Okay.
Then you have your own. Okay. You have the blacklight torch. You have the golden rod. I assuming you're going to attempt to get the glass, not a ball, but a disco, sort of like a hemisphere sort of thing. But you need to 2 of you need to carry that out. It cannot be put in the bag.
You all have to carry that. Yeah.
The 14 books and all of the stuff that was on Isocritus himself, and then
Yep.
what was I going to say? I think that's it. That's it, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's get
go,
that
guys.
thing.
All right. So let's yeah.
Goran, you and I can carry it. I can carry with a hook.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So
Let's get out of here.
We are like way past time, so I think this is actually
It was
a good
worth
place
it, baby. It
good
was
place
worth
to
it.
stop it. Is like we'll have you carry. Who's carrying the globe?
Avaricios
Me and
and
Avaricios.
Goran.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna lug it out the door, and just generally, so you can actually let the audience and me know, is your plan just to basically backtrack as fast as you possibly can?
Yes.
As fast as we can.
And
As
plunder out of
fast
there.
as we can. Yes.
Okay. Now you
we
know
don't
that
want- we
Cisco,
don't want
Cisco called his baboons to him in that general direction, right?
Yeah, but they
Yes.
all went north to go to the lab.
That's what
Yeah.
you assume. Yeah, that was the order given. Yeah.
So hopefully they're actually out of the way.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. All right. That was great.
Oh my
Anwir
god.
strikes again.
Oh my gosh.
His last assassin maneuver without spells.
You know, part of me thinks that the minute I start using my spell book, all the magic will go, and maybe I should just put it all in a bank and keep it with my dagger.
Maybe you should
man.
switch to an
Badass
assassin. Maybe you
That's badass.
can you multi-class?
So we'll see what the consequences are of actually killing Isocritus, right? We laughed about it, but Ted's not wrong. Like that was straight up murder because you had no real reason to believe that Isocritus was like a bad man. He was dealing with bad people.
Man, he actually was working. He was actually working for the town,
and a person
dude.
who sells, nukes to insurgents is like a nice guy.
You're right. You're right.
Okay.
You're right. I'm just saying, like, if you stood Isocritus next to Garrelad, it would be very obvious what the like the worst person was. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
Garrelad is like chaotic evil, but if Isocritus is watching Garrelad mind manipulate entire groups of human beings to harm themselves, he's an evil dude. He's not a good guy I murdered. I killed Big Bad. That's all in my defense.
I'm not telling you to feel guilty. I'm just saying that there might be
Dude,
consequences.
what do you care anyway? It's not like you got a moral compass to worry about here.
My mind is similar to
Is lawful good. I don't know what you're talking about.
You never know how it would have fallen away. I'm just saying, like, it's similar to the death of Anaximander in that these are knowledgeable men, and their knowledge has
not
away with
anymore.
them. So the book that I also assume that you took this one, of course, was the book that he was actually talking to Garrelad about. That book is titled, we'll end it here, is called The Deeds of Marius Tricotor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
A name hallowed in the halls of Arkantos as the greatest conqueror in the Empire's history, the one that actually settled Arden Vul for the Arkantians back in the day. Wow. Yeah. And the regalia was supposed to be tied to him, right? That's what sort of like they found out, right? Yeah. So we will leave it there. That was some good shit right there.
Whoa, man. Whew.
Yeah.
I was sweating. My heart was pounding.
Whew. All right. It's
Holy
late. Yeah.
cow.
So I hope everyone enjoyed it. You have been watching 3D6 Down the Line. The snatch and grab is complete. We'll see if they can actually get back to safety with all of that juicy stuff. So thank you everyone for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the new website at 3d6downtheline.com. And please spread the word. And we will see you all next time. Enjoy your week, everybody. Take care.
Thanks so much,
Bye,
John.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, thanks, John.